All the way. Got it.
All right.
There was no lap thing at your desk that I saw. Lap tray.
The plastic thing with the fuzzy bump.
Welcome to the Dragget Show, the show you know you'll love. We hope you stick around for the madness because we got all sorts of surprises coming your way. We'll hear of them all if you decide to stay. Welcome to the Dragget Show, we got tons of laughs to spare. We're aiming for 10,000 subs and we're almost there. When we reach you, bro, coolest carnival. We'll celebrate year of the pirate and the blood ritual. Welcome to the Dragget Show. We brought that booze to share and enough fizzy cherry cola to make our problems disappear. We got fizzy cherry cola, the blood ritual, dick-shaped things, and so much more. So sit back, relax, crack open a beer, cause he's into the blue and Alkali's not here.
Wait.
Now
Yeah.
we're on.
There we go.
Hello, welcome to the Dragon Show. That's Dragon and Fair together. I am Xander. This is Alkali.
I'm not here.
Hi, I'm getting everyone high with nail polish fumes.
Yeah.
And is that all you did, or did you create something horrible?
I accidentally a monster.
Oh yeah.
So look, the
Yeah, do a
scotch I
thing real
like
quick.
smells like campfire and or wood varnish, and I enjoy that.
Nice.
And nail polish remover smells like delicious poison. And if you smell one and then sip the other, get the order right, it's horrible.
Yeah, that's pretty bad, dude.
it's very bad.
You ruined scotch.
You can
This
ruin
is not
scotch.
the first time. I mixed Lefroy with Penance, the kale liqueur, and that was pretty
Oh.
terrible.
Wow.
You ruined reality.
I ruined reality just like in the 13th floor.
Just like reality
That was
TV
fun.
ruined reality with what was the MTV show? Fuck.
Cribs?
Well, that too.
Big
yes. No, the real world.
Baby beds.
The real world. That was like the first reality show.
Hang on, I'm sorry.
Huh?
Baby beds?
You said
Baby
cribs.
beds.
God
Baby beds.
damn it, I walked right into that.
Welcome
Baby
to,
beds.
welcome to the Dragon Show, everyone. It has no subject matter whatsoever.
we don't know what we're doing.
Yes.
Necrowolf, yes, there is a kale liqueur. I have a waxed bottle that I am keeping for year 10 of First Squared. It was a homemade liquor that was given to us by some people.
Arashin, Ara.
Thank you. I could not remember. I
It's
was
been a
actually
long time
stalling
since
to-
I have said the name out loud. I'm like, does Alkali know or is Alkali stalling?
I was
Alkali stalling.
I was stalling. No, you caught me.
I have not said that name out loud in so long. I think I've got the emphasis on the wrong syllable. I've never actually seen that movie, but I just saw the commercial for Up in the Air with Mike Myers.
Oh my
Nice.
But anyway, Arashin, who you may also know, has Tegan, the Tegu, the what used to be a little lizard, is a giant lizard.
God.
Same
Oh,
person.
a cute lizard. A
Yeah.
cute lizard.
I like cute lizards.
Yes.
Very
lizards.
nice. Cute lizards.
Oh, lizards.
But yeah, you can't drink it.
Why?
Have you looked at the bottle and what's at the bottom recently?
Is it the lizard?
The kale liqueur, things are growing in it.
All right, well, this just became a way bigger donation to charity for me to drink it then.
Oh,
Oh,
I have
boy.
you've got the big one and I've got the small one.
What's the line from the Critic? We started watching the Critic again.
Yes.
when-
Oh, good.
We saw the pilot.
yeah.
Yes.
We watched the pilot with Miko. He had not seen it, had he?
Correct.
Adore the Critic. But I believe it was Doris. I'm a whiz with smoke rings. A giant ass smoke demon. The clock is ticking, Doris. Tick tock. That was supposed to be a bunny. So yeah,
I
yeah,
forgot
that's
they
the
were
kale.
that dark from the get-go.
Dude, that show had its moments. His unabashed depression. I'm sorry, do you not remember his day planner? Let me check my schedule every day. Manic, depressive, manic, depressive. manic,
Jesus.
and he flipped through like a week.
Oh my god.
For me, the whole thing was crystallized because I watched the Critic when I'm the youngest of us here, and I watched it as it came out, so I missed a lot. but a lot of it retroactively became clear with a very quick cameo on The Simpsons.
Oh yeah, was that first or was it? Did Critic come out first or was that during the run?
Simpsons was first, then The Critic came out. They did first the cameo of Jay in the psych ward.
That's the
and
cameo.
Then they invited him to be a full guest spot.
Yes.
I think that is the order. I know Simpsons is first though.
Jay in the psych ward.
Yeah, there's a
Jay, Homer, or
Really?
it's when Ned checks himself in, right?
Thank you.
So Ned has had his breakdown. He is blown up at Homer for the house and everything, and then he's checking himself in. They ask, "Would you like to go quietly or kicking and screaming?" And Ned and that
Ooh.
kicking and screaming, please.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're giving a tour of the facility or something.
There,
Wow.
yeah.
Yes, and it's Jay in a padded room with a doctor just over and over. It stinks. It stinks. It stinks.
Yes, Mr. Sherman, everything stinks.
Yeah, I do remember that. I do remember
Classic moment.
And
of
it's
The
so
Simpsons.
dark.
that. Mm-hmm.
The day planner, actually, I can't watch the day planner gag without remembering one of my favorite moments from high school.
Mm-hmm.
We had a gentleman in class who was, at a very early age, he realized that he liked attention, and he would get it in very poor ways, but instead of acting out, he would just be him.
Okay.
So he made it known to the class as we were opening up like a calendar book, like just a school calendar thing. One of the days was cut out of it. And he alerted to the entire class, like, I cut out that day because it's my birthday and I don't like it. And our teacher, an overweight Christian brother, like he's a brother in the Christian society. He is 68 years old, sitting in a chair. He goes, if your calendar controlled the world, that day would be gone. And then just continued teaching the class. And I have never forgotten that was his reaction to one of the stupidest things I had ever seen. And he never, that man was a brilliant, brilliant sociopath.
If it was up to them, that they would be
No,
gone.
if your calendar controlled reality, that day would be gone. And then he went on to talk about the feudal system in regards to the Roman Catholic Empire. Like, it was incredible. It was... If you're a good teacher, you can teach kids. If you're a great teacher, you can shut up kids. Pepper knows what I'm talking about.
Hell yeah.
See, I never had that really cool teachers, honestly, like
You
that.
never had a really cool teacher?
Nah,
did you
not
have
really.
Did you have a teacher you liked?
I liked the teacher that got really high. He was really cool. That was my favorite.
You had
It
a
was like,
stoner teacher?
oh, he was the best.
That's fantastic. Let's hear it.
The stoner teacher in my intro to art class was like going on about like, see, listen, man, racism doesn't make sense because white people are actually black and black people are actually white because it's the light that reflects on the skin.
Art teacher,
and I'm like,
of course. That's
what is
amazing.
happening
That's
right now?
amazing.
And that is an actual conversation I'll
Was-
never forget.
Was the teacher actually crazy stoned, or was the teacher fulfilling a lost bet?
He was he was very much sober at the time. When he was really high is when I asked for a hall pass.
And
I'm like,
what
I'm
happened?
like, Mr. B, can I have a hall pass? I just remember like, yeah, can I have a hall pass? It was like the slowest thing. And I get it now. I understand now.
That's amazing.
It was the greatest fucking thing.
Our
Holy shit.
AP English teacher, I'll never forget the gentleman. He was a wisp of a man, very, very skinny, and he dressed right out of the 70s. Bell-bottom khakis, colorful button-down short sleeve shirts, and a tie. And people would ask him all the time, like, why do you dress like that? He goes, excuse me, my wife puts clothing on the bed, and that is what I wear. And then that's it. That's how he explained it. And you could get him for English. He was a normal English teacher at the school, but you could also get him for AP English. And he was genuinely stupendous. A lot of my creative writing came from his class. He had a lot of really good examples. He was an incredibly intelligent person, but everyone knew why he walked with a limp. He was in Vietnam, and he was leaning over from one barrier to another to get some ammo, and he was shot in the ass and sent home, and he walked with a limp. And that was something everyone knew, unless you were in his AP class. if you were in his AP class, you learned the real story. He said, I was sitting there and I looked over across, and with a small gap, there was a buddy of mine putting a shotgun in his mouth. And I freaked out. I'm like, oh my God, that's horrible. He's like, no, you don't understand. That's how we smoked weed. He had the bowl at the end of the shotgun. He lit it, and he was literally sucking the weed through the shotgun. Leaned over to give his buddy a hit, and he leaned over to take a hit and got shot. So weed saved him from more years of war he has been smoking for his entire life. He also
Look, weed does prevent war in general. We've seen that. Who's against the war? Fucking stoners. There you go.
Yeah,
Right
are we
there.
against the war because we're against the war? Or is it just like, no, I don't want to go outside. Like,
What?
the only shotgun I want is from your mouth with weed.
Why do you think Joe doesn't want to legalize it? Like, it hurts the economy, man. People don't want to go to war. It's bad for the military-industrial complex. People just want to chill out, want to buy less bombs, I guess.
Buy less bombs.
Not that we have a choice to, like, I think I'm going to buy less bombs today as an American.
Hey, if you shotgun a pizza, you bomb a toilet.
It's true.
Oh God, she means the pizza.
We call them consequences, Dragger. That's consequence culture, is you shotgunning a pizza is the giant shit you have to take later. Hey, Asher, good to see you.
Asher has dogs and a snake. I hope they're large dogs or a small snake.
Boys and
Because
dogs
that's a
and snakes.
recipe for disaster.
Asher, what kind of snake? I have a bull snake that I just today posted another adorable picture of.
Awesome. Oh, man. We should...
Oh, hi, Ez.
Ez is here.
What?
Ez is reminding me that oh my God. So conventions, we all know how it goes, especially the three of us get very busy at conventions. We're probably not going to go out to eat. So whoever gets off the stage first, it's their job to order the food. So Thursday of Anthrocon, we ordered our first pizza. We didn't get to eat much of it, but Ez took the case. By Sunday, he had finally finished that pizza and started working on the leftover Saturday pizza. Ez, there's a point where you should stop eating the pizza. When the kale liquor starts growing ears, stop eating the pizza.
Also, I just had a problem. I just snorted and now there's boogers.
Quexum, very good.
Ah.
What is Ferengi rule number 34? No. 33, sorry.
Rule of acquisition?
Yeah, they knew 34. War is good for business, so that means
Okay.
you should know 33.
I know Ferengi rule of acquisition 34. Draw any character for porn for profit.
That's actually every rule. You're supposed to just assume that that's at the beginning of each of them.
Are you forgetting Rule 34?
Yes. I made a joke.
Rules of the internet. Rule 34. If it exists, there is porn of it.
That's what I did. Yeah.
And Rule 35 is if it exists and there is porn of it, there is probably furry porn of it. And we don't talk about Rule 36.
Yes. So that's why it's Ferengi rule of acquisition 34. Exactly.
Tekel has it. Peace is good for business is 33, and the only reason I remember it's 33 then 34 is because peace is good for business is the line from the show. It came first. Yes.
Ferengi rule 63 was that Quark episode. We don't talk about that one.
We don't talk about that. So if you don't know what we're talking about, we're talking about the character. Well, we're talking about the Ferengi race from Star Trek, but that really came to life on Deep Space Nine. The Quark character, he is absolutely outstanding. Quexum, I'm going to just go with you because I'm pretty sure, but you seem very sure, so you're probably right.
Played by Armin Shimmerman.
Yeah, amazing actor.
From Chicago.
You know, that totally makes sense. The episode where they go back in time and he has to play without the makeup, he very much looks like a Chicago guy. Like,
yes.
Everything about him looks Chicago. But Draggor warned me that there was an episode that I was not going to like. He called it the worst episode. Was it the worst one of DS9?
It is one of the worst Star Trek episodes ever made.
Quark had to gender bend, and it was so uncomfortable. It was one of like 5 episodes in the entire Star Trek universe that I did not finish. It was horrendous.
And to the actor's credit, like Armin Shimmerman loves Quark, and he said, like, I didn't have a problem with the premise of the episode, but Quark does not grow or learn anything from the experience.
Yes. Exactly. If there was growth, that would actually be okay. Because I do appreciate the Ferengi race because it is endgame capitalism, and watching them never moving forward, because that's not how government works, but realizing that they should move forward. And what's our actor's name from Dinner with Andre? Help me out.
Oh,
Wallace Shawn?
Thank you, Wallace
As
Shawn.
Grand Nagus.
The Grand Nagus Wallace Shawn, the leader of the
that.
Ferengi race, shows up very often, and you do get to watch a little bit of the growth from the ruler, but then fought by the Ferengi race itself. It's actually a pretty good dynamic, but that episode, yeah, horrible, kind of ruined it.
And one of many Jeffrey Combs appearances as Brunt.
Brunt is great.
what a brunt.
He was a total brunt.
What a
He
brunt.
is such a brunt.
Fucking brunt.
That was a very good episode.
That was a phenomenal episode.
Hey, we should talk about the subject in the title.
Oh,
Why?
Why?
I mean,
Okay, there's a few things. Well, as furries, we gotta talk about Lil Nas X bought a fursuit and it wasn't great, and it was a knockoff fursuit. And he should have known better. He should have known better,
Wait, he
but
did?
yeah.
all right.
That's a
TLDR,
separate.
recap for that part, because you know the other reason why Lil Nas X.
I tried to tell you earlier, but you cut me off.
yeah.
Yeah. So the separate thing is that Lil Nas X got a fursuit.
not just got a fursuit. There was more before that. Nas was
I was
interested in
explaining.
furries and was
Okay.
asking about it, and people in the replies responded with fursuit makers that were like, and fursuit makers themselves were like, hey, there's a bunch of us, like, we'll make you one.
Mm.
Knowing that,
Okay.
then what did he do, Xander?
Then he showed up with a knockoff of someone's like well-known character, right? As well.
I don't
Like,
know
and
if it was a
suits?
character knockoff, but it basically was from a company that does cheap knockoffs and is like already in hot water in the furry fandom for
Like,
being shit.
you're rich, dude. What are you thinking? Anyway,
I'm sorry. Do you not understand how rich works? Rich people aren't rich because they
not
spend money.
get me one.
They're rich because they are hoarders. They are hoarding money. Did you not hear Rainier Wolfcastle's line? The critic asked him, how do you sleep at night? And his answer is, on top of a pile of money
Giant pile.
with many beautiful women.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you can't spend the money that you earned if you want to stay rich. So yeah, you buy the cheapest fursuit.
Well, if you Google it and just like get one off like real quick or something, is if that's what happened and that's what his assistant did or something like that, I guess. But
No, like asked first, was given all of the
Yeah,
information
yeah.
necessary, then did the shitty thing while knowing.
yeah,
That is shitty. That is shitty. I'm gonna chalk it up to didn't read. That sounds like something a lot of people do.
Didn't
Like, hey,
care.
Hey, can I get some info? Oh, what's that? A bird? Oh, that's cool. Hey, look, a cheap fursuit. Like that's how it happened. I'm telling you
Yeah.
right now. Or like you said, yeah, he probably
Didn't
doesn't go
care.
online. His publicist was just like, "There's a bunny. Let's buy that.
maybe you'll learn from it. I don't know. Hopefully,
Bring me the petty cash."
get Lil Nas, get a fucking great fursuiter to make your awesome new devil fursuit because you just killed the devil
Yeah.
and took over. Like you gotta evolve your character. You got the awesome helmet.
Lil Nas X
Obviously.
has to be a goat.
You can be goat
Has
Sona.
to be the goat.
He could be a
You can
goat.
TF after you put on that helmet. And we got to talk about that now. So if you don't know, everyone's mad. And Lil Nas X did a video where first he was Adam and Steve with Satan, right?
No, the snake.
Yeah, that's the devil.
So.
It's fucking Satan.
No,
do
the
you know
snake is Crowley.
I know
watched
you
this
went to
documentary.
Catholic-
I watched.
you went to Catholic high school, motherfucker. You know your goddamn
I
Bible.
watched this stuff.
You know your Bible ish. I'd
Hey,
hope so.
It was a snake.
It was a snake.
It was an adorable snake.
Yes. So there's a lot of Bible stuff. He goes to hell on a fucking pole. Really sexy. He kisses the devil. He does all sorts of stuff. He basically lap dances on the devil, and he breaks the devil's neck, and he becomes the devil. Because that's how you move up in our society.
You both clearly pointed out in that video how much of a non-religious upbringing I had. I just saw a Twitter thread about how much people don't understand that they like live still in a Christian culture here, even if they're not exposed to it. And, like, I grew up genuinely without it because in part of the video, he's in chains and there's this huge coliseum and there's all these angels and other things going on. And it was trans colors and it was amazing and I'm in awe at it. And you two were talking about or Xander was asking, like, wait, I know this means something. And Alkali, without missing a beat, goes, well, that's getting judged.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there going, my first thought was, why do you know that? And then it was, oh, right, I'm the odd one out here.
Yeah, no, this one's on you. This is on you, buddy.
Yeah.
Because, like, I'm the person at 18 years old in college went, on a Wednesday, why does everyone have dirt on their foreheads?
Oh my God, I remember that.
I genuinely did not know.
Oh yeah, happy Good Friday, everybody, or something. Yeah.
Ash Wednesday.
Ash Wednesday, yep.
Mm-hmm.
Did not know. The shoes, because those pissed off the court. What?
I think today is Good Friday.
Oh, the shoes are a big thing. The shoes are huge.
Mm-hmm.
Did you not hear about this?
No?
Double shoes.
There are shoes.
Is that a real story?
Yes.
Okay.
So Tom knew this one because Tom is kind of into athletic shoes. There's a shoe type that I want to say it's Nike makes called, not aviators. Somebody in the channel know. Tell me what that shoe type is called. But they're basically normal white shoes, but the material they're made out of are really good for painting on. There's an entire website dedicated to people buying these shoes, painting them, and reselling them for $200. I saw a pair on there, Tom showed me. I saw a pair on there for like $600, intricately designed. What he did was he bought like he bought exactly 666 pairs, drew on them, and was selling them. Everyone does this. This is a totally normal thing. That's basically the point of these shoes. But technically, Nike never said you could do that. They never said you could resell their shoes.
No, that's not how First Doctrine sale works.
Thank you.
Look, we already know Nike are pieces of shit, but let's... 2 birds for Nike.
Yeah, 2 birds for Nike. Well, you know how I feel about that? Check mark.
Hey, I'm behind them for standing behind the kneeling, but other than that, fuck them. Anyway. What?
That's right. It was supposed to be No Meat Friday. Did you guys? No, I know you.
No Meat Friday. Yeah,
Did
Good
you
Friday.
Ever have to do that?
No, that's Catholic.
Oh, and you were
Methodist. I'm George
Right.
W. Bush's First United Methodist.
My relatives did that. I actually heard of that one. I always liked Good Friday because it meant if I was around relatives, I got to have an excellent fish dinner because I'm only like going on year 4 of vegetarianism.
right.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
Fish is my jam.
I forget. Yeah, same here.
I don't like sausage. Give me the fishy.
Don't touch the fishy.
Well then, Draggor. Anyway.
I have a
Do
feeling.
I have news for you? Anyway.
Sue, I think you probably know this because you know that. So, yeah, they're painted with the symbolism, and they say that have a drop of human blood in the heel. That is from when the Catholic, I don't know if it was the Catholics, but somebody did this in the other direction. Somebody made these shoes religious and put a drop of holy water in all the heels. So that's what Nas was making fun. To me, it's hysterical. Like, Tom told me this and I'm dying, and we have our evangelicus boss saying over there like, I cannot believe that you would make a joke about the degradation of our society. And I reminded him of the 2020 and 2016 and everything before that election. Like, I don't know what else he wants from us. Like, we're down the path.
Apologies, I'm doing it before Xander. I'm just imagining the Young Bucks putting drops of holy water on all the heels in AEW.
Oh my god, with the super kicks.
That's hysterical.
And you hear, and then when you go, with the thigh slappy, because this isn't WWE.
All right, that was a wrestling thing. We're done with that now.
Alrighty.
Until
For
the next
5
one.
seconds.
Yeah.
With 5 seconds of wrestling, that's all. That's very accurate to our relationship.
What do you do to make Buddha shoes? It's easy. If the shoes ever get destroyed, you save the soul.
Holy shit. The Buddha shoes, they're like, yes, they're there. They're free.
Wolf Dog Balls wonders what liquid a drop of would furries put into their own line of shoes. Like, I want to go sexual with it, but I've been to a ton of conventions. I think we all know. It's just booze. You just dunk the shoes and booze like, we have furry shoes.
Shoes and booze.
And then you dance.
Would you like shoes and booze? We have booze shoes. Yeah, they do have the Das Boot.
Why do you think it's called bootlegging?
Oh God. You remember Das Boot from
That was good.
the booze show?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Booze show, or do you mean not beer hall? It was the
Yeah.
Broken Lizard.
Beer team, yeah, whatever that is.
All I remember is, I believe, it's MFF has the what's the restaurant near MFF that you can go to and get spanked?
Oh yeah, that place closed down.
What?
Yeah, Das Brewhouse or whatever.
Yeah, Hoff Brewhouse. That's
Yeah.
it. Hoff Brewhouse had a
Sad.
glass boot that you could buy full of beer called Das Boot. And if you went there, you could always tell the people who were drinking from it for the first time. Because if you are an avid drinker, you realize that the boot needs to be turned this way due to physics.
Yes.
Because if you're not thinking, you put the boot straight up, you start drinking, and finally that bubble goes, and you get beer all over your face and down your shirt, and then somebody spanks you, and I just imagine licking it off you. Not sexually, I just want the beer.
I have to imagine.
Hold on, real quick story. I want to help people. I want to Hoff Brewhouse. After we saw Mike Lawrence when he was in town,
Oh yeah.
we hung out with him and we went to Hoff Brewhouse. It was way too loud, but it's still really cool. But like way too fucking loud. Holy shit, we couldn't hear each other. If you don't know, Mike Lawrence was a comedic hero of mine. Very good stand-up comedian. Look him up.
What a wonderful conversationalist. I was, So Xander tells me one time, he's like, hey, we're going to go see Mike Lawrence. I'm like, oh my God, I'm a huge fan. He goes, yeah, he's into wrestling. I've talked to him. We're going out to dinner afterwards. And I'm like, I need tighter pants. I'm going to make a fool of myself. So we're trying to figure out where to go, and the Hoff Brewhouse is the only thing that we can walk to that's open that late at night. We go over there. It's super loud, and our waitress, our dear sainted waitress, comes over and realizes immediately that we want to have a conversation. And she's just trying. She's like, why don't you move over here? We could get you over here. So we're sitting there talking about like some pretty deep, interesting stuff. I'm really enjoying the conversation. And on the other side of the room, there's a conga line of spanking going on with people literally taking beers from other people who are yelling at them because they think it's okay because they are destroyed. So it was an interesting night.
Yeah.
Very interesting night.
Very interesting night.
Our waitress loved us.
Oh, hell yeah.
We
Are
were
you
the
kidding me?
calmest people in there. Like, that's never good.
Well, they know the area. They've been in there from the MFF area because it's got the stupid ski place. And you would take a secret passage to get to the burrito place. Remember that?
Oh, I forgot
That
about
was really
that.
cool. It had a lizard and stuff.
The Lizard Lounge.
Yeah.
Fur took us to that.
Fur took us on an adventure. Fur did not tell us where we were going or that. No, bad Benny.
A drop of Malort in the sole of the shoe is actually pretty funny.
That is
it
pretty
already
funny.
tastes like dirty gym sock.
I think we need to buy a pair of those shoes for Iggy. Like, just right there. Those are Iggy shoes. Drop of Malort in the sole.
We call them shit kickers.
Fur took us he took us to the Lizard Lounge. Go ahead.
Oh, Fur. All right. So Fur tells us, and this is after a Dragget show, I think, at MFF.
Yes, it was.
Like, this was, hey, we're doing a thing. Are you coming? And we all said yes. But anytime we pressed for more, Fur would do the... Fur is very good at giving a very fluent, I'm clearly not going to answer your question right now. And if you keep pressing, this gets worse for you.
Yes.
So we right away went, nope, we're just following Fur. Other people in the group kept pressing more. And I think the more people pressed, the more Fur took more roundabout ways to get us there.
He definitely did. We went on by the time we got there, I was so hungry. Oh, Eddie, good luck. Get through that half an hour and break out the whiskey.
We are half an hour in, and I would say it's about time to do a question or something.
All right.
Would you say
One
so?
second.
Those who give us $10 on Patreon get to do questions. Apparently, I can't do words now. I haven't done booze in a while. Yes. Those who give us $10 on Patreon get to give us questions. Those are question masters, and this is our first question. Holy crap.
Not bad. No, not bad.
Here we go.
Our first question comes from Tyro. Thank you so much, Tyro. It flooded in my home state. What's the worst weather you guys have faced, and any funny stories? I'm going to have to break your question because I'm not going to do a funny story for this one, actually. I think if you've ever watched the show before, you know that I was part of a live-action role-playing game, Nero, and we played in the middle of DeKalb. DeKalb, if you don't know, is basically just us and cornfields as far as the eye can goddamn see.
Yeah.
So we're outside playing Nero, and one of the things about live-action role-playing games is atmosphere, and you want to talk about good atmosphere, it is 2 in the afternoon. We are in the middle of a field as big as 4 football fields. On one side of the fields is the bad guys. On the other side is the good guys. We are about to rush at each other. We know what's happening, and it's called a singular fight, meaning everybody only has one life. We kill all them, or they kill all of us, or somebody retreats. That's what was about to happen. And the sky had these clouds that looked like herpes. Bumpy clouds. Apparently, it's a very rare weather thing that can happen when a high pressure front moves below a low pressure front right in your location. It turns it into these perfectly smooth, almost like bubble wrap clouds. And we're sitting there, and it's gorgeous, and it's overcast. We start to fight, and no one's looking at the sky anymore because we're fighting. And then it got dark. Really dark. And then Nancy, the mother of the man who owned Nero, came running out to the field going, tornado! Nothing else. There is no, hey, we need to move. There is no, we're going to stay calm. Shit. Tornado! That is it. So we've like, okay, well, we got to go right now. So I'm an organizer. Steve's an organizer. Rob was an organizer at the time. Like, all right, everyone, here's what we're going to do. We go over to Steve. Cellar? Yeah, cellar. We go to the cellar. Now, this, it's actually at a camp called Stonehouse Park. Stonehouse Park has a house on it that is made of stone from the 1860s. It is a historical site. We actually could not modify the house because it was labeled as a historical monument, which also meant that it was very old. And the cellar was very old. And the people there the last weekend before were very old. People who are old have the tendency to flush things they shouldn't flush into septic tanks. So we went into the cellar and stood inside of on raw sewage while a tornado passed us. There were 60 of us in the, it was a nightmare. Ended the event. But the fight beforehand was really cool.
Very cool. I think the craziest weather I had was actually when I was similarly in Champaign.
Yep. That'll do it.
Yeah, that'll do it.
That'll do it.
And for those who don't know, Champaign is 2 hours south of Chicago, so it's right in the fucking Midwest. So it's like it's in. That's the thing, is it's in tornado country, and it's a college town.
Yeah.
So, like, you got College Town, which is this little dot, and then it's like nothing. This little dot of civilization, and otherwise it's just cornfields, like you said.
Yeah, basically.
So when we were driving through with you, and like we saw some fucking funnel clouds, and you're like, yeah, there's one. I'm like, should we do anything about that?
Yeah.
He's like, no, because apparently you've done enough driving where you just see them all the time.
You look at the cloud, and if it looks like it's moving, standing still, that means it's moving towards you, and then you panic. But until then, you just keep driving. It's not a smart move.
No.
Don't listen to me. I just wanted to get to where I was going.
Yeah, exactly. Champaign-Urbana. So like when I was there, it wasn't even technically a tornado, but it was so bad. We let someone, I was with my then partner at the time, and we let somebody in to the apartment building. They were like literally rolling down the street. It was like it was insane, right? How much destruction can happen without technically a tornado?
Absolutely.
The aftermath, a gas station was torn apart without being a tornado. Yeah. I didn't know that. I did not know that could happen.
Oh, absolutely.
Just knocked down.
Mm-hmm.
It was amazing.
Hello, Blazer.
So that happened. Hey, how's it going?
Did you ever have a weather experience?
Several.
Oh, I'm sure you have.
Going to camping somewhere with the family. So I was little. My brother was little. We're in the van, and traffic gets backed up, and we are on a bridge over a river, and everything is just backed up. And so we turn to the AM station, and it's basically blaring like, hunker down where you can. If you're in this region, there is a tornado going through. And we watched visibility go out, like it went brown because of all the dust in the air. While we are stuck on a bridge, we could not see the car headlights in front of us.
Yep.
And the tornado was just over there. It crossed. I was too little to know if like anyone died or anything in it, but we were on a bridge, had nowhere to go. I don't know how freaked out my parents were. I believe they were modestly in the mode of, well, we can't get out and go anywhere, so fingers and buttholes crossed.
Oh my God.
And then the other one is So scouts, there's a thing called TLD, Troop Leadership Development. And that's where, like, there are adults, but they purposefully are like, unless something really goes wrong, there are no adults. It's all about the kids supporting themselves, doing it, and getting to that next level of leadership.
Very cool.
So it had rained heavily. This is in Wisconsin, and our site is right next to a pond. So up until the weather event happens, we are using lighters and bug spray to torch clouds of mosquitoes out of the air. And then the sky went green, and then one of the only adults came by in a Jeep and went, "Get to the shelter!" and then drove off, making the rounds. So we're in the basement. The sky is green. We did see the funnel cloud, but because of the hills and things, it went away. There was a tornado, but it wasn't that bad. But just that moment of, I had never been in such a situation where there's no adults and I don't know what to do. Hey, there's an adult and he just told us to run.
All right, well, I haven't told this one before, but I'm just going to leave the names out.
Well, they're stories.
So, we're camping. The campsite was horrific. This is one of those campsites that just, they didn't care. So, it's just campsites. Like, here's your number, go to 5, leave us alone, give us $20. You know those. Yeah.
Scouts use them all the time.
Oh, which is fine. I don't mind them. You just work to clean up your site. So, the problem with our site was, we had a really nice backdrop that was a windbreak. It was actually a nice hill that was tall enough that it totally broke the campsite. But it was like almost as if they covered the whole floor of our campsite with wood chips. I mean, that might as well be how you describe it. So we're literally like sweeping and raking a spot for the tent. The campsite is this round area. We have 2 tents, overgrowth, all literally surrounding it, except where we brought the car in. That gives you the setup. My buddy's dad went for a walk. Now, I know now that he didn't just go for a walk. He had a pizza with mushrooms on it. Hold the pizza. And then went for a walk. So he left. Me and my buddy are sitting there. I think we were playing like Settlers of Catan, and the weather went south fast, like you were saying. It went from cold and so it's just.
When you have that mushroom with pizza, the pizza's in your mind.
The pizza is in your mind. Tony, I wear the hat when I am at conventions, and this is just a friendly conversation with you guys. But I'm wearing the jacket because it's nice. Well, the weather got so bad that we decided that we actually, because we knew what he was doing. Like, we know the route. He's been gone for 3 hours for a 1-hour walk. It's not that long of a loop. We need to go looking for him. So the weather's turning. We go looking for him, and we find him, and it's a disaster. He had fallen, and he had pierced his hand all the way through. He had...
I gotta be honest with you, as far as injuries, that's fine.
Oh, yeah, no. And he knew that. He is a very avid woodsman. The problem is that he was high, and he just kind of like, huh. And I'm assuming he just stood there for 2 hours going, bad? Maybe? Well, we were gone from the site for only half an hour, and that's when the storm hit. The storm hit hard. It hit so much that it hit that hill. The water washed down the hill, taking all that debris. What did I tell you the campsite was? The wood chips got caught on the vegetation that surrounded the campsite. We got back to our campsite to a foot of water. It made a dam. The water was hitting the hill, it rushed down the hill, and it made a dam. So now we're literally got a roll of paper towels, wrapping up his hand, then wrapping it up in duct tape. We're throwing stuff into fucking garbage bags, tossing that into the car. We're just going home. We're driving 4 hours home. We leave the campsite, get outside. The ranger is in the station stopping people like, there's a tornado coming, we're gonna go over here. And my buddy's dad looks at me and goes, I have an emergency and I'm not listening to you. And then looked at me, drive. Well, now I don't know what to do. There's a ranger telling me not to go anywhere, and my buddy's dad with a hand this big telling me to drive repeatedly while acting very stoned. And the ranger just goes, and no words, just kind of like, you're on your own.
The ranger made a judgment call for the rest of the population he had to take care of and went, I will protect these people.
It worked.
I'm just
out
picturing your
well.
buddy looking like Dave Grohl from the video with the big hand. Like, fuck, help me.
I'm envisioning when you said the piercing and the duct tape, I'm like, oh, Quentin Tarantino in From Dusk Till Dawn.
Close.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Yeah. Very close.
So wait, you mean to
Jesus.
tell me you got back to that, no one looked at it and went, damn it, and you didn't go, yep.
Ah, valid point. Valid point.
Oh, Jesus. All right. I think we're good with weather.
That was weather.
That was weather.
That was weather.
We should do another question probably.
Question number 2. Thank you very much to Shukin Flask for Flask. Shukin Flask. All right, we've changed your name. Sorry, buddy. Shukin Flash asks, "What's the best April Fool's joke you've ever played on somebody?"
Well, we already know what the answer is.
Yeah.
It's the episode we put out where we
Yes.
played each other.
I take mine back. Yeah, that was the best.
That
one.
was the
Yeah.
best one. That was a great fucking
that's yours.
episode.
Go ahead and give the.
If you don't know, I think we called it. Look up. We called it April Fool's Backwards. It's a Dragget Show
sounds right.
episode where we played each other, and it basically became couples counseling
It did.
because we were playing each other, and we were just complaining about each other's flaws constantly.
That was the entire episode. But I need you guys to I need everyone out there to understand. We were doing that with a smile the whole time. It was
Oh.
legitimately couples counseling because we both know that we have these foibles. But to hear the other person personify them to such a ridiculous degree was so much fun.
No, that
It was
funny.
so much fun. If we did it now, it would just be anger because we've been together for almost a decade. But at the
I
time,
know.
it was hysterical.
I know. It was our first April Fool's
It
episode thing.
was. Oh,
That was a
remember
long
when you
time
still
ago.
liked me?
That was. I know. Now you're all big and hairy,
I
and
know.
I'm like mostly a girl and stuff. It's
I'm-
weird.
Thank you for hosting us, Ferret. I appreciate it.
Anyway,
I want to share a line you said, Xander, but I don't think it's appropriate.
Nothing I say is appropriate.
You won't hurt me. But anyway, we can talk about it later.
Okay.
Do it.
All right, now
Yeah, do
Yes.
it. Who cares?
I had a giggle attack because we were playing Rocket
Oh,
Cars and
it's
Rocket
fine.
League. And when I get frustrated, I just do my very, silly put things together,
With the
fucking
words.
suck a dick, whatever.
Yes.
Because I have not fully shed that level of 13-year-old from my life.
Who
I
hasn't?
understand.
And I said something about sucking Xander's dick, and then I'm like, shit, sorry. And then I try it again, and I fuck it up. And then I try it again, and I fuck it up. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm just gonna give up. And then Xander says, and I quote, "It's okay, as long as I have a dick, you can suck it." And I died. We lost that match.
That's amazing. I love you so much.
That was funny.
Uh,
Anyway,
reminding me of that, I do agree that is our best April Fool's joke because that was genuinely fun and funny. The only other one I can think of that was actually April Fool's was back in college. We had a gentleman who was bad. He was bad because two of my friends lived in the one room at NIU on our floor that had 3 people, and it was the corner room. Gigantic. It was actually the party room. It was super useful. It could easily fit 5. Well, most of our dorms barely fit 1. But they had 3 people in there, and their third was a gentleman who was just a slob, just not okay. I'm not going to get into that. And we decided that he needed to be shown that we were angry at him. So in the middle of the night on April 1st, we broke open a shit ton of glow sticks, all green, and used the liquid to fill a super soaker. And then that, because he's smart enough to lock his door, we pumped under the door of his room and just kept going until an entire super soaker's worth of bright green liquid was pumped onto the floor of their room, and then all of us stood outside of his door screaming about the alien attack currently happening. We don't know what his reaction was because the door was closed, but he did all of a sudden come to his door only in boxers and slipped on the green glue on his door at the base of his door, like covered in the green, as we're all just standing out there. We're like, dude, now you have to shower. And
that's
So
amazing.
you said this person was bad. Their name was Leroy Brown, right?
Oh my God!
That
What?
was good. That was good.
In the whole damn town. Yeah.
Meaner than a junkyard dog.
Badder than old King Kong. Are
Oh,
you King Kong
wait.
in this story?
Yeah. Okay, who won? Godzilla or King Kong? Or is that like a spoiler?
That's a
I
spoiler.
haven't seen it
I haven't
yet.
seen it
That's
yet.
a spoiler.
Yeah. No. Okay. Fine.
I grew up when
That's so
Blockbuster
weird.
was a thing. My best friend and I would rent all of the different Godzilla and like Japanese monster movie fights. Like that was my single digits of age thing we did every weekend.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
You know how weird? Okay, hold on, real quick. This is really weird to me because like I come from wrestling. I'm a boxing fan and stuff. So when there's a fight, the news is out the next day. This sucks. So now there's a fight out there, and I don't know who fucking won. This is bullshit. Like it's actually like it's kind of upsetting me. Cause like in wrestling, like like me and Draggor, we do pay-per-views and stuff. Like
yeah.
you know, like we'll like keep our ears because it's everywhere.
The most recent one, we had to. No, we didn't have to wait. We almost did. This year's was almost on First Squared. Last year it was.
Yeah.
And so like there were people at First Squared that invited us, or maybe it was BLFC even. I was into wrestling finally. And a bunch of furries are like, hey, we're going to watch this pay-per-view. And I'm like, that's at least 3 hours in a hotel room on a Saturday or Sunday night. I want to go party. And so then it's just, la, 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 I don't want to know.
Yeah. So that was a Godzilla and King Kong, but I'm going to respect the not talking about it thing. I just want to know if Godzilla jobbed or not. Because I want Godzilla to win.
I'm sorry. I was so disappointed in Freddy versus Jason and Aliens versus Predator. I will never trust a crossover like that.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm sorry. Here's the problem with doing a crossover with like classic monsters or super villains or anything like that.
I have a quick story when
we
you're
have
done.
opinions as to who would win. So showing me a movie and it ending with a winner, that's fine, but that still doesn't answer my question. I want to see the movie actually based off of them. Stop showing me crossover movies about the teenagers who are getting murdered. I want to see Freddy versus fucking Jason. I want to see them going for I am the bigger supervillain. I don't care about the teenagers. A crossover is about the two people in the crossover. It's not about the teenagers who accidentally had sex and now need to get a dagger up the ass.
I think the thing is
opinionated.
It's like it's the wrestling show vibe, right? It's the come up and the blow off. It's like they can't constantly have the thing that you came there for.
It's not no. He's not saying that.
Right.
He's saying the reason, one of many reasons, all of us fucking hate the new Transformers is they make it so much about the goddamn meat bags.
Yes.
It's called Transformers. Unless a meat bag is turning into a robot, sign me up.
But why are they supposed to care, Draggor? It's not I'm sorry. But yeah, it's seriously how they're thinking about it.
It needs Shia LaBeouf.
It's sad.
You in the woods.
Exactly. We need Shia LaBeouf and a hot ass.
and
I'm sorry.
No, I agree too.
Yeah. Hey. Yeah.
That video that you showed me, Shia LaBeouf, is one of my favorites.
Oh, it's so
hysterical, and I love that it exists. And don't get me wrong, I 100% agree with you that you can't just give, you can't just lay it out there that simply. If it's Aliens versus Predator, you can't just have a battle between the aliens and Predator. But I'm still.
Who won that one? Oh, we don't. Who cares?
I just want them to make one of them the main character. Don't make the humans make the movie about the Predator.
That would be cool.
I've got two movies
Hold on, real quick.
that you probably have seen that do this.
What's that?
Hellboy and Hellboy 2.
Love
Golden
it.
Army.
Love them both.
Like, yes, there are humans in it because that is baked into the story, but especially in Hellboy 2, who are your two primary stars that are protagonists? Ron Perlman and Doug Jones.
Well, I mean...
Oh, yeah, sure.
No, not Doug Jones.
Doug something or other.
Yeah.
Blanking out on his name. He's Captain Saru as well.
He's awesome. I do like him. I always liked Hellboy because never forget at the end of Hellboy 1, Shonagoroth is the villain.
I know.
They don't even hide it. Like, it's right out of freaking Lovecraft, the D&D Lovecraft book. It is just Shonagoroth just standing there like, yeah, sup. This is how this is going.
Kind of like a John Moxley promo. They told you how it was going to end.
Yeah.
Real quick, I want to jump back to Godzilla and King Kong. If you didn't know, the first time they did this, there was one before. The first time they did this, Godzilla won in Japan, King Kong won in America. That's how the endings worked.
seriously?
Yes.
No shit.
Yes.
There
That's
are old
awesome.
movies where they have done this. So like
Clue. Three different endings at least. Four
Three.
maybe.
3.
4. There is a 4th.
There's
There
four.
is a 4th, but
was
as far as theatrical,
It's
when
all-
it
yes.
was released,
Oh,
it was A, B,
the
and C.
all together was
You are
on the
correct.
end.
Because there's a 4th ending to Clue that gets very. I agree with them not showing it. It gets very. They do a double. You know how they're basically on every ending of Clue. They kind of like, and here's the explanation, and here's the ending, and then the final ending is here's the explanation, here's the ending, and here's the twist. The 4th one was here's the explanation, here's the ending, here's the twist on the twist, and here's the twist on the twist on the twist. It was too much. And all I did was read it. I never saw it. So I agree. Yes, theatrically, the 3.
I gotta call this out. Head Fox, you are absolutely right.
Where
If
are we?
you all are into maker stuff, Adam Savage is basically my role model as far as enthusiasm about the universe.
Okay.
And Adam Savage, for himself, loves building props and replicas for the things he likes. So the one I got on board with was the original MacGuffin. He looked and tried to track down and make his own Maltese Falcon.
That's
He
amazing.
also did a series of videos on building Hellboy's pistol, including the ammo and the bandolier.
Awesome.
Get stoned, put that on, and just what if you think being stoned and watching how it's made is good, Adam Savage is infectious and giggly.
I don't watch How It's Made anymore. Xander, you want to tell Draggor what I watch now?
What's it called again?
How It's Actually Made.
Ah,
Are
yes.
you shitting me?
It is hysterical.
What?
There's a gentleman
Have you
out
seen
there.
it?
He's a YouTube personality. His name is Huggabees. And all he does-
Huggies!
Is it Hugbees?
It
No,
might be
we're just
Huggies.
making it Freakazoid.
My bad.
It might be Huggies.
He takes the videos, just the video, does a verbatim beginning, the opening thing that tells you the product, and then he just riffs over the video. There are a few of them that are to die for. And I went and looked at it. It's because, and I didn't know this, they never he can do it. They never copyrighted him. What he is doing is 100% legal. He figured it out and he nails it. He nails it. Even you watch
Was
him
it
with
How
me
It's
every
Made?
once in a
Oh,
while.
it's
Yeah.
fun. It's really funny.
Science
it's really
Channel.
funny.
How It's Made
Science
was,
Channel?
I don't know, maybe the originals were, but Science Channel picked it up.
It's not that they didn't copyright it. It had to have also been like broadcast in a way where the license is acceptable for that, right?
Right. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm
Sorry,
fair.
I
It's
got tech
easier.
nerd. That
It's
did not need to
fine.
happen right now.
He understands
They-
he understands. Half the things I say are just kind of like, this is kind of how it works. It's not copyrighted. That's not even close to what's actually happening, but it signifies what I'm trying to tell you.
We should do another question.
I mean, we should. So I have a question for you.
Okay.
How do you like your summer robe?
This one?
Yeah.
Oh, this is just my robe.
It's
I
a
mean, this is
summer
like,
robe.
it's a summer robe, but I might wear this as constant shit. This is awesome.
I
What? This is like my shit. What?
There's no what. I love it.
Oh, okay.
I love it because every once in a while he'll have to go outside in the morning, and I have a long fleece robe with it's heavy and it's got a hood, and I look like a cultist. He walks outside and he looks like a geisha, just the robe blowing in the wind, looking at the neighbors. Toodaloo, good morning, friends. Just this. I love.
Oh, I can't imagine what our neighbors think.
Our
of us by
neighbors think
now.
we're crazy.
All
Our
right,
neighbors,
yeah.
they have told me every
They've seen
time-
dragons and robe stuff, so yeah.
Every time I see a neighbor solo, they ask one question. In a decade, they're going to finally figure out what we're doing over here. But every time I see one of our neighbors alone, they ask at least one question about what the fuck we're doing. The questions have streamed from, so, what are you guys doing in your garage? To, so, why is there a moving van twice a year outside of your house? To, and my favorite, so, was your roommate carrying a head to the garage? They saw you with the fursuit.
Oh,
God damn it.
They
Okay.
said, oh, you're working on it out here. It's my, who cares? It's our garage.
yeah,
We can do
yeah.
whatever we want here.
It's but like what? There's no way to do that. Like, yes, I'm carrying a head. Like, there's no subtle way to carry a head.
There's no subtle way
There's
to carry
no
a head.
subtle way to
But
carry a head.
Here's the thing. My job, my hobby, poker, is all based around reading people. And I can say this, no person has ever asked me these questions out of animosity, out of fear, out of concern. It's out of jealousy. They all want to know what's happening over here because they can smell the weed. And we know that everyone around us except for one house smokes. We are painfully aware.
Say what
that
you will.
Everyone smokes around here.
Say what you will. They know this house is interesting.
Oh,
they
yes,
know
they
that
do.
something's going on and they want to see it. Did you have a fucking pizza man come in here?
Yeah.
We had a pizza man break into our garage on accident.
That was hysterical. He looked around. That was so funny.
Look, this is our studio. We are in our garage right now. We ordered a pizza from a place that I
funny as
actually
fuck.
know the owner. Very short version of that story. The
Oh.
owner met my mother at a graveyard, and they became friends. You wonder where I get my personality from? My mom. So I called. I ordered the pizza. I'm like, hey, can you do me a favor? Deliver it to the garage. We're all sitting out here. We're not going to hear the doorbell, and I don't want to miss the text message and the guy say, oh, absolutely. Well, the garage has a door on it, and I don't mean the rising, I mean a normal side door. The guy just kind of wandered into the garage, just stood behind, is like, pizza's here, fat ass. I'm like, oh, sorry. Oh, my God.
Well, that was your doorbell.
My doorbell was him breaking and entering. Thank you.
Which is better, that or when we scared the pizza guy in Madison?
Are you talking about at the hotel?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
We're not going to tell that.
that's
I just
just
want to
long
know
of a
where they
story.
rank.
The pizza people have had
Hotel wins.
pizza people have to have the most interesting stories. I will say.
I would give them number 2.
It's usually a pizza guy because it's insanely dangerous.
It is.
It seriously is.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is wrong with our world? Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
I want to know, because, like, at some point, there are pizza delivery folk that carry in the states where that's legal to do so, and they,
Sure.
like, say what you will about thoughts of gun laws. It might help. It might intimidate, even if it's unloaded.
Dragger.
But at what point do you go to, like, a gun aficionado place, and you go to deliver the pizza, and you've just met the benevolent gun nut and goes, you carrying? That's what you have? No. Come on.
Dragger.
What the fuck?
We all have all these discussions of how like they're not letting trans and women in the military forever. They don't care who the fucking pizza guy is. That's like our most important person. Like what? Like nobody cares who the pizza guy is.
The people who care are the ones who are repressed, trying to fulfill their pizza with sausage fantasy.
Oh my God.
Jesus Christ.
Excuse me, that is not our pizza guys. All of the pizza guys around here are old and I'm assuming sterile. But our Chinese delivery people, they can come in the house anytime they want. They are always allowed in. I don't know where I'm pretty sure they're just like, hey, are you 20? Do you want to deliver Chinese food? You're in. Come on over here and go to this guy's house. He'll tip you.
I just
Okay,
like how-
wait. Dry Scale says, a pizza guy walked in on my D&D group watching surf porn. And I'm sitting
What?
there going, were you actually watching surfers with their dicks out? Or was that supposed to be SERF porn and you're getting off on some classist bullshit?
Or
is
is
it
it
supposed to be
today-
Smurf porn?
Or is it a way bigger typo and you just got super kinky?
I just love that there's surf porn. I didn't know this was a thing.
I would.
Jeff Bezos is
Please,
into surf
please
porn.
do it on the surfboard. I'm catching a wave. Like
Hold on, say that again. What did you
I'm
say?
catching a
You're
wave.
catching something else now.
And then they
You're not playing
crash.
safe, you're catching something else.
Hold on. And then they crash. The couple crashes. And then there's a mermaid too, and she joins in.
Something's fishy about this story.
The wave goes so big, it's like a
Oh,
tsunami.
it was Smurf porn. It wasn't surf porn.
No,
I got all
it's
excited.
surfboard. The wave is a tsunami. It knocks them into on land. They end up on a farm just screwing a cow. It's like, oh, a cow, a bunghole. It was a long journey to get there, but I wanted
Cowabunghole, dude.
Cowabunghole, dude.
I mean, unless it's you, most people do need to either acquire or build a series of steps to achieve that.
that would be, yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Can we not talk about that?
Surf
Furry has
porn?
a problem with that right now. Don't fuck animals.
Well,
Wait,
you're the one who
what?
got there,
What?
Dragger. God damn it.
it.
You're the one that said cowabunghole.
That's fair. Circle gets the square.
It's Michelangelo's fault for saying cowabunga in the first place.
I
What? It is.
The turtle or the artist?
Yes.
It all comes down to Michelangelo coming down to making that art.
Yes. Cowabunga. Ah.
It is well known that Michelangelo said cowabunga when making whatever the fuck he made, because I don't even know.
I actually
Paintings.
Is he 16th Chapel or is that Leonardo?
One of the Renaissance.
Did you really just say 16th Chapel?
Did I say
Come on.
16? Oh my god.
They're all Renaissance artists.
You are
That's
Arrested
wrong.
Development.
They are the
in
four
real life.
Renaissance
I am.
painters.
What was that, Xander?
They are the four Renaissance painters.
Yes.
Leonardo, Michelangelo. Yeah. I don't know if they're all painters, honestly. Like, some are like mostly kind of sculptors too. Michelangelo did David, so.
Thank you, Sue.
Yes. I'm aware. That doesn't mean I'm ever going to say it right because I'm not that smart.
Michelangelo made David with his little dinghy, which is fine. And sorry. And it was like, and then it was like, yeah, that guy knows how to party. It's like, that's a party character. Yeah.
I watched a documentary once that tried to justify the small genitalia in old world statues. Like, yeah, they just had smaller dicks back then. I'm like, what are you basing that off of? Cave drawings? Like, yeah, look at that right there. If you put it up against the buffalo there, the size of it is only the size of the tail. That means 6 inches average. We win. Future rocks. Woo! Like, what the fuck?
I don't know. I heard it's weird. I don't know if this is,
I totally said that, Alejandro. I saw it.
I don't know if this is true. I remember hearing it was a weird distinction of like, yes, we are the royals. We have smaller dicks. I'm serious. Like, that is an actual thing.
I guess because they were far more heavily inbred back then, it might be true.
I guess. But anyway, enough of slinging conspiracy theories about statues.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if any of this is true.
Is there another question, Xander?
Yeah, let's get off this.
So, as I'm looking at the other question, since you mentioned royalty, so I was watching The Crown on Netflix, and in season 1, what's his name? Matt Smith? Is that the... He used to be Doctor Who?
Yeah, Matt Smith.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, he is in that.
Oh, he's great in that. Matt Smith plays the Prince, someone who I can't remember.
Does he wear a bow tie?
He doesn't need to. So in one scene, he's laying in bed, and apparently he sleeps nude, and I had a horrible thought as I'm sitting there watching the king at the time talk to his naked ass while he's laying face down in bed going, oh my god, the doctor has an amazing ass. Holy shit, Matt Smith's ass is incredible. Just saying. Just saying.
Next question.
Never. All right, Skylar Ringtail asks, Matt Smith's ass, incredible? Well, Skylar, let me tell you. Okay. Skylar Ringtail, thank you so much, asks, over a year into the pandemic, how are you all coping? What lessons will you take away from all this, if any?
Honestly,
Boy, Skylar.
Did you know we have all had the ability to work from home all along?
Jesus Christ. Yeah, no shit. I'd say, yeah, that's one of the biggest realizations. Well,
Thank you.
Just the fact that we had the ability.
Did you know we had the ability to shut everything down and pay everyone and make it go away more quickly? And we didn't?
So,
Yeah, that's so true.
you're saying we all have the ability. Would you like to know why myself and Tom are the only two at my desk who work from home? You're gonna die.
Oh God, please
This is
do.
real.
Yes.
I promise you that this is a real thing. One of the things that we need to do for my job, you are not allowed to take a phone call about the job that is not on a recorded line. Everything I do needs to be recorded. To get a recorded line, you need to bring one of the office phones in. It's a Cisco phone, and there's instructions of how to set it up. The reason that 4 out of 6 people who work for my desk do not work from home is in order to input the password to get into that phone, it is one of those old school flip phone alphanumeric. You have to keep clicking the button. So if you want C, you go to, what is it, 2 is A, B, and C?
Yeah, 3 times 2, 3. So
Yeah.
222.
222, those are all the capitals.
They have no
222
reason
again
to
is the
evolve.
lowercase.
It's true.
It killed me. It killed me.
It's true though.
One of them actually used that reason, and we had to accept it because they are the boss.
Yeah, of course.
Broke me that they would rather put themselves in danger's way than type in shit on a phone.
How often do old people not do the new thing because they don't want to do the old thing still? It's the same
That's some
thing.
boomer energy right there.
It's boomer energy, baby. It's Joe throwing people out for smoking the weeds. It's boomer energy.
Shockingly, this is the same person who was angry at the Nas video, so I've been playing it on repeat nonstop.
And you're like dancing on a pole the whole time and shit.
Okay, so I'm not supposed to say this, but this happened. I find it funny, so it doesn't bother me because I am who I am, and I will never apologize for that.
Good.
Tom, the person I love, me and him work together. He's my partner. Was working with somebody else at the desk, and there was apparently a moment of silence, and the person looked over at Tom and asked, "So, now that you're working with Dan when he's at home, like he sits on his camera and microphone at home, and you have to communicate with him that way?" And Tom says, "Yeah." He goes, "You ever seen some weird shit?" Like, what do they think I do when I'm home? It's like, yeah, he was sitting there, and all of a sudden in the background we just heard, and an elephant just came marching through the background. Like,
To be
what
clear,
the fuck?
they're Christian dipshits, so weird shit for them is like, did the balls touch?
Yeah. Whoa, spicy salsa. That's pretty crazy. Like, what?
That's fucking
That's,
that is fucking
that
funny.
is
That's your
what-
code word now.
Spicy salsa.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
This
If
is the-
there's
these are the-
people. Spicy
yeah.
salsa. I like
This
that.
are the people who watch the Masked Singer goes, oh, how exotic and weird. Like, fuck off. Like, yeah.
He asked Tom to cover my shift so he didn't have to work with me because one day he said something that was so mean to Trent, a person who I like. I go, wow, if you were any more of a dick, I'd be sucking on your forehead. And I said that to him because it's a line I use constantly. Apparently that made him so uncomfortable. He asked Tom to be early guy in case somebody took off and one of us has to work with him. He did not want me to work with him because I made him uncomfortable with, if you were any more of a dick, I'd be sucking on your forehead. And I am so proud
What
because
a
now,
fucking snowflake.
oh my God. Oh my God.
It's
That
true,
was the
it's
line.
true,
It
it's
took- it
true.
was too much. It was-
Now you should just start humming the lyrics to the Lil Nas song. Call me what you want, call me what you need, or whatever the fuck. And they're like, oh no, I need to run. It'd be great. They'll just imagine you fucking pole dancing.
dude.
Oh,
Oh my
hell
God.
yeah.
Oh my God.
Trading jacket, no pants. Just like in the poster.
Oh yeah, just like in the poster. What he meant to say is just like every night.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, broker fucking.
Broker fucking.
Shukin, that's exactly what it
isn't-
is.
Stonks
Broker
are up.
fucking- No, that doesn't work. Never mind.
Stonks are
Good try,
up.
though. I get
No,
it.
I'm like,
That's good. Cheers.
Hey, stonks are up.
oh, if it's a fur con at day 3, stinks are up.
Stinks are very up on day 3.
I would
What's down though?
It was Thursday at a con, and you could see the smell lines in an elevator. I don't know what happened.
Faces down, stonks up.
Oh my God. Oh my God, I love
Good.
you guys.
Anyway,
Oh,
we
next
should do another question.
Oh
Yeah.
no,
yes.
hold on. Did we ever answer this one?
Probably not.
I did.
Yes, you did. We need to answer.
Which was? Oh, coping?
Yeah, year into the pandemic. How are you coping? What lessons will you take away from all this? Actually, one of the things I learned is I do like having conversations more than anything else. One of the things that we've definitely covered, because a lot of our nights are the same thing. I finally get home from work. They've been up all day. We sit down, we put on some music,
Mhm.
maybe we'll smoke, and we just have a conversation.
Yeah.
And I will say that the repetitiveness of coming home, sitting down, pouring a drink, or having a smoke, and that can be a lot. But the conversation, getting to actually hear people's opinion, that has been the saving grace, and I truly love that.
That's why.
So-
That's what made all my jobs crazy, because like we had the open office environment where there is no sound, and if you're talking, you're not working.
That's insane.
So-
that's insane to me.
Yeah. It's very much in the library environment that I grew up. That's what I was used to in my industry. Like sometimes there was conversation, but usually it wasn't tolerated for more than 5 minutes. As far as like,
Well, now I need to ask you: when you say "was not tolerated," did you actually have a manager come out there and say "shut up"?
It would
more
come up
so
in
pressure
performance.
with the arms crossed. It's You know, Draggor knows what I'm talking about. It would be more social pressure. Come out to join the conversation and to wrap it up.
You know,
That's what a manager would do in my
right
industry.
now that it's not just me, it's my industry. So I'm not saying like, no, I
No,
would have
talking-
I've
no.
learned this. No. Not, absolutely not acceptable. There would be so much less work if that fucker tried to come out there and do that. Like that's my entire industry.
Yeah.
If somebody comes out there and tells a broker what to do, it is so counterintuitive, and I think that's why you
And the
guys
thing
always
is-
say that I'm in like a high school or locker room atmosphere, because everyone who does my job is just like, oh, I'm sorry, did you just tell me what to do?
Here's the
Your
difference.
life is about to be a nightmare.
Your job actually requires social interaction.
lot,
Mine
yeah.
doesn't
That's
sometimes, and that is why artists can be. They can just send them to go do the thing.
Xander,
Yeah.
let me give you a little bit of insight.
Yeah, go
which
ahead.
I'm sure you're acutely aware.
Oh, sure.
If your art team or your programming team or your architecture team, if any step of the way they are not talking to or getting direct feedback from the end users in some way, shape, or form,
Oh yeah.
that is dysfunctional. Go figure where that was very apparent as well at WMS. They went under because they were operating off of the 50s, 60s, and 70s on what you do with slot machines.
Mm-hmm.
They were trying to break into gamification. They wanted people to, if they weren't at a slot machine, play a gambling equivalent phone while you were at the bar. And they did not understand fundamentally why people are at the fucking bar.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And none of us were allowed to talk about or comment on it. Like, if we brought it up, especially because we're younger and gamers and understand the market they were trying to go after, we got, like, bad reviews if we're like, that's not how it works. Seriously, I did, didn't
so-
you?
We literally come from two different worlds.
Yeah.
Let me give you one of my favorite
Yeah.
examples.
You come from Mad Men world. It's crazy.
I do. I'll never.
I'm gonna
I'll
go
never
bathroom real
deny
quick.
that.
You guys keep going.
Absolutely. Here's the difference. In my industry, we are almost contractors. So we have a boss. We have somebody who represents my company, who has a corner office, and who can tell us to shut the hell up. But at the end of the day, we can take our business and literally go over to another company the next day, because when we move our business, we move money, and that's what they want. So I'm not going to use the name. Our boss's boss, corner office, it was a day. It was a day, and I found this inappropriate because I understand he was having a day. But there was a lot of nonsense going on where we all sit and do the trading, and he came out and basically very rudely said that no one was working and that it was very obvious, and he was trying to be a boss, and I'm actually okay with that. He was trying to be a boss, but you can't do that to a bunch of fucking 5-year-olds with infinite money who can just take their business literally the next day with a single phone call and go somewhere else. So when he went back into his office and closed the door, they pennied his door.
Wait, pennied?
Yep.
What does that mean?
You take pennies and you take a hammer, and very quickly you jam the pennies into the door where the latch is against the wall, creating so much pressure that on a normal door, you're not going to be able to get the torque needed to get the latch out of the door, because there's so much pressure going this way that you can't open the door. And he realized that this is going to be a thing, because this is just how my job works. So oh, ha, 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 guys, very funny. I want to go to lunch. And that should have been the end until Trent disassembled his salami sandwich and slid it under the door. That is how we dealt with our boss trying to be a boss. It was very inappropriate, but it was very funny. And in the end, he did get the joke, and he laughed at it, and he was part of the group. And we've been to Vegas together, but
That is the incorrect lesson.
that is 100% the incorrect lesson. Now you understand what it's like. We have a bunch of children with unlimited money who can do whatever they want, and that is why my job is so weird.
What is the correct lesson from that experience?
Don't close your fucking door.
Unions.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
The only door-related incident I ever had was in my parents' house. You've been there. Xander's been there.
Yeah.
So if you
I
go
broke a lamp
through,
there.
I fixed it. Alkali and Xander, by the way, I have pure comfort pointing this out.
Yeah.
So I offered to sleep in the guest bedroom, which is the twin bed, while giving them the queen bed that was in my room. And in my room is a headboard with my childhood lamp. It is a giant red pencil base with a bulb and a lampshade on top. I have had it for longer than I can remember. And what do I find? Now, look, this is no secret. They fuck. Xander and Alkali fuck.
Shocking.
You've heard like the whole internet meme. It's like, oh yeah, this guy fucks. They fuck. They fuck a lot.
Fuck a lot.
I am fine with that. What I am not fine with was after they left, and the next day even, because I go to bed and I sleep in that bed. I've changed the sheets and everything because I knew they fucked. Well, I didn't know, but I assumed.
You assumed. It was a good assumption.
When I got up the next morning, because it was in a winter, and I went to turn on the light because it was still dark, and the light did not work. In fact, the lampshade was not even on correctly, and the bulb was loose, and the cord was like halfway in, creating a fire hazard. This is how I know during fucking they broke the lamp and did not put it back together correctly.
In our defense, we would have put it back together correctly, but it was a really good fuck and we were distracted. Like, to this day, I do stand by the fact we legitimately forgot that it happened because it happened. I was like, oh crap. I fixed it. I fixed it as best I could. And it was like, hey, you're still laying there and barely covered in glass, baby. And then we kept going, and I forgot about the lamp. So I'm really sorry.
It did not smell. As far as I'm aware, they did not use it.
No. It's too skinny. It was only as thick as like a wine bottle. Who even cares at that point?
Glove.
Hello.
I brought more gin and
Oh, my
juice.
glove.
Sorry.
What did you just say, Xander?
Gin and juice.
Oh.
A little gin and
I gotta
pink
be honest
bullshit.
with you. I'm so used to wrestling now. I immediately just went to private party and
That's
forgot
fair.
it's actually a drink.
Yes, it's from the song in the 90s because I'm old.
I mean, it was,
Snoop
it was a
Dogg.
drink before it
T-
was a song.
It was a TFing Snoop Dogg. It's
Was
very
it TFing
important in
Snoop Dogg?
furry history.
Wait, he turns into a dog?
Yeah, and he attacks the dad from Friday.
What?
Yeah, dude. John Witherspoon, whatever his name is like the guy, and like it's like, oh, what are you doing with that dog? And then it's like John, and then like Snoop Dogg turns into a dog and attacks him.
There's yet again, we're back to it. A question
Laid
you
back.
never want to
He
hear in furry.
What's
Hey,
that?
what are you doing with that dog?
Last question I ever taking it.
Look, it was okay. He wasn't a dog during the act. He was a dog as he attacked.
Yeah.
As he attacked the dad from Friday, and then he met the lady again, turned back to the Snoop Dogg.
Beaton, the answer to your question is whatever we damn well feel
Animorphs.
like.
Snoop Dogg was an animorph. Holy shit.
I truly love knowing that Snoop Dogg and Martha Stewart are like besties.
Yeah, it's great.
It actually makes me happy knowing that a person who started off literally in a gang doing some pretty horrendous shit. I think you guys know this. Tom, my coworker Tom, is a old school rap. I don't want to call him an expert, but if I needed somebody for a trial for rap, he's my expert. Like, he knows some shit. He's the one who showed me Aesop Rock and all the things I've shown you guys. Some amazing lyrics with some just, it's stupendous. The good stuff is really good. And to this day, he will watch anything with Snoop Dogg and Martha Stewart because he thinks it's the most adorable thing ever. He went into the background to try to find out how that happened. It was basically just they kept meeting each other, and one day Martha Stewart congratulated Snoop Dogg on some accomplishment he made. They started talking, and she invited him over for crumpets, and that just now they're besties. Like,
I would say that you've already figured out the next action comedy.
what's
No.
that?
The next action buddy comedy is Snoop Dogg and Martha Stewart. I would watch that.
I would absolutely watch.
Yeah.
How to smoke a blunt and bake a cake to save America.
Jesus
There is no way
Christ.
she doesn't smoke at this point. There is no way she doesn't smoke.
You saw the greatest late night appearance Martha Stewart ever had.
Maybe not.
No.
It was on Conan. What is Martha Stewart's like? What is the both her selling point but also critique as far as like character and attitude and air?
In a
Everyone
word,
can
I
do
go
the
with
thing.
pomp.
So, what is the working class thing she can do to show that like she likes it, she knows it, but can be with the rest of us.
Fucking?
I'm sure she fucks.
I'm sure she does too. Hopefully
Martha
Snoop
Stewart
Dogg.
fucks.
Martha Stewart drank a Bud Light on Conan and liked it.
Ah, Jesus Christ.
After this show, I will be watching Martha Stewart drink a Bud Light on Conan.
She had never drank one before?
No,
it
she
was
can
just a
drink.
challenge. Like Conan's like, will you drink a beer with me? I think they both
Oh.
did. Or she chugged a beer.
This was like to test if see if her head exploded.
Yes.
This was a very roundabout way while also getting them advertising dollars of put on the glasses.
Eat the cheeseburger, Astro Boy.
Yes.
That's basically what it was.
That's Xander quoting or citing Upright Citizens Brigade.
I
know.
love Upright Citizens.
Look up. It's so it makes some people uncomfortable because it's like
It's very awkward, but it's worth it.
it's people
Which one?
being racist and mean toward an astronaut, and it's the stereotypes of an astronaut. And it's hilarious because they're all made up stereotypes. And she's like, he walks on the moon and is addicted to Tang. And I'm like, I'm losing my shit.
I have nothing but respect for that scene because of what you just said.
Mm.
It is so well done and putting a mirror to exactly what racism is.
Yeah.
That even while being something as silly as Astro,
The
even
dude-
that you can get it's brilliant.
The dude
It is
stands up
brilliant.
and like overall is like, we don't want none of your moon cheese babies.
Fucking ridiculous.
It's good.
It's a really good one. Hold on. I saw Benny. Benny says, it's a great combo. One is a criminal and the other one is a well-known rapper. Thank you, Benny.
Good times. Anyway, we have more questions.
And also, is Bud Light beer, I'm going to quote Big Blue Fox on this one when I asked him why, coming from Germany, he would come to America and drink Bud Light. And the gentleman told me, because when I drink beer in Germany, I can have a few and then I need to go to bed. But your beer is such shit, I can drink it all night and not feel a thing. So, all right then, different priorities.
That's water.
American light beer is the LaCroix of beer. It's carbonated water with a bit of yeast that stands next to alcohol.
Oof.
I appreciate Beardo the Magnificent as I described White Claw to him, an alcoholic water. He looked at me and 100% not understanding the concept. He goes, are you just talking about Bud Light? Got it.
That is such a I can picture him. I hear it. I can see like the pause where the gears are turning.
Yeah, that's about right. Our next question comes from the good friend of the show. You saw them at the beginning. They were on the guitar singing our song, Status the Ferret. Thank you so much. They ask, if Pfizer and Moderna had fursonas, what would they be?
Moderna would be a protogen.
Wow.
good.
What the fuck?
That's good.
Why? Why is it a robot?
But yeah, the protogens are, and especially the fursuits are getting fucking incredible.
But why would
So the
Moderna be?
protogens are robots and like have the robot faces in particular, like the full snout.
Yeah.
And the fursuits, I got a tangent into this because I just saw another video of it on Twitter. It's amazing.
Go for it.
People are doing full LED screens on the fursuits now. So the protogens, like in comics and things, like from the forehead out to the snout and around the sides, it's all a digital display and it's drawn that way. Fursuit makers are figuring out how to do it digitally for real.
Oh
now.
my God. Holy shit. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
That's cool.
I want this. I'm going to do it. God damn it. I'm going to find someone who does it and I'm going to get someone to do a more like a Greek theater mask style thing in front. And I am going to do some kind of crossplay hexadecimal. Because if you've got a digital display, you can just have it snap and change the faces.
Hexadecimal.
Especially if you do the
Even-
controllers in the hand, so when I cover my face, I can touch a finger and do it.
I'm literally getting goosebumps. That's brilliant. If you can pull something like that off, holy crap.
Yeah.
Because you're a reboot fan, I know that.
Oh, absolutely.
Hexadecimal. As a kid, that show had everything I wanted. First off, Hexadecimal, which even as a young person who wasn't as much into like the behind the scenes of film and TV that I am into now, the idea that they came up with a character who did not use facial expressions, the waving of a hand to show a handful of emotions and still base a character off that was amazing. And then on top of that, the greatest voice actor of all time, Tony J as Megabyte, everything about that show, the insane amount of puns, every goddamn character was a computer pun. ever. Is Bob somehow a computer pun? You know computers.
No, I don't think
I
so.
don't remember his
Really,
full name.
Bob? I don't think
Bob is
so.
an acronym.
Bob is an
B-O-B.
acronym. Okay, he's an acronym. I can
I would
totally
check
accept
that, but yeah.
But that's all fine and dandy. But the hexadecimal concept always broke me. I loved that character. Oh man,
No, it was a great show.
it really was fun.
So
As
Beaton,
a kid, I don't
the
know if
only
it's any
warning
good
we'll
anymore.
give is you're gonna check out that show, and then you're gonna get to the end and have the biggest case of blue balls you ever could have.
That's right. I
Microsoft
forgot.
Bob? Is that a real thing, or I don't even know?
Was it?
I'll go with Gray Fox, and sure, Microsoft Bob. I did not know about that. Oh, two of them said it.
Yeah.
Jeremy also says Microsoft Bob.
We do have to get through those questions, though. What else?
We've got like 8 more hours to go. We don't need to go to bed.
Shut up.
Let's all die here.
Let's all drink till our
We're
hearts
getting a
stop.
pizza tonight now, and wings and cheesy garlic bread and
Oh.
antacids. Good move of the
Do you
last
want-
one.
did we talk about the pizza, or was that a prior conversation?
We talked about pizza. Which pizza?
But no, the mushroom pizza.
You're gonna have to remind me.
Oh, like a good way to talk about it. Be like, hey, you want a pizza? Like,
What? Just talking about shrooms?
yes,
Yeah, sure.
because like the pizza's in your mind.
That wouldn't work because most of the time I'd take a pizza over shrooms. But
That's true.
Shrooms
You're just gonna think I'm talking about pizza.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
true. Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'd be
yeah.
so disappointed
This
when you
is,
bring that along. I'm like, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, fine, cool. Here, all right.
That's pretty funny.
The short shroom story. By the way, it's obvious what we do. We
Binary
do not hide it.
object. Okay,
Oh, awesome.
very cool.
That's amazing. If you ever do any kind of drugs, and I mean any kind of drugs, please be safe about it. Find somebody who knows what they're doing and have a spotter, especially your first time. Just be responsible, everyone. We're never going to be able to tell you what to do because we would never dream of doing that. Just be responsible and know your
what
limits.
you just said, you accidentally slipped a word, but it is so much better.
What did I say?
You said spotter instead of sitter. A
I
spotter,
said it. Yeah, you're
a
right.
spotter is what you have when you're doing lifting. But when
Yes.
you're doing shrooms, you're doing lifting of the mind.
Lifty it is. It truly is.
He's falling over. His ego's taking a tumble. Oh man.
That's amazing.
What?
I had been away from shrooms for over a decade when I decided to have them again, and I was already aware that they react very poorly with my stomach, and one of the ways that you can get around that is by turning them into a tincture. If you don't know what that is when you take the shrooms and you juice like 3 lemons, and you put it in there, and the acid kind of breaks it down, and you warm it up, and you basically drink it as a tea, even with the little solids, and it's fine. It's going to be easier on your stomach. What I didn't know if I did that, as I drank 2 raw lemons mixed in with a bunch of shrooms, was that once it went through my system, my farts smelled exactly like Lemon Pledge.
What the fuck?
I don't mean kinda like, I don't mean it reminded me, I mean I farted and I assumed somebody was cleaning the room I was in, and I didn't stop laughing for 2 hours.
Have you
I
ever
am
asked
Mr.
my
Clean.
Have you ever asked my dad about Lemony Fresh?
No.
No.
Next time, whenever safety permits, you must ask my dad about Lemony Fresh.
Jesus Christ.
I'll tell you what, I'll ask him the next time we're sitting at a craps table together.
What let's see.
And it's gone.
Questions.
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 Wonder who is
What was our question about? Oh, Pfizer. What's Pfizer's?
Pfizer and Moderna.
What's Pfizer's
okay.
Sona?
I think I know.
What's
I
that?
know for all vaccines. A
Oh.
vole.
Vol.
I think that's what I'm thinking of. Is that the one with the tentacle starfish mouth? What's that?
Why?
Are rodents.
This is a rodent. Help me out. I'm sure the
Oh,
audience
it's a
will know.
boozy.
It
Oh,
is
no.
It is a boozy.
Cuttlefish.
It's not a
Boozer,
cuttlefish.
what's your
It's a
question?
type of rodent. I think it's a type of mole, and it has on its face almost like tentacle starfish face. I think that would be the Pfizer.
I like the
possum. I
Pfizer
like that.
possum.
I just think it would be one of those tentacle face monsters because we know it's a real animal because we watch documentaries and we're like, yes, of course that's a real animal.
Oh, no.
But people who don't want vaccines are like, oh no, Cthulhu is here. Like Cthulhu doesn't exist. Get that vaccine. No, this is how we all die. It's like, no, just go ahead and get the shot. It's not going to do anything. Microsoft is controlling the tentacles. Like, no, that's just Windows Bob. It's on reboot. Oh my God, her face is a mask. It's like, yeah, but she voted and it's okay. Okay, I'm done.
Kid Weird said
Mole.
a star-nosed
Beer pong.
That's
Pfizer's
a
a tardigrade. I like that.
Beer pong arcade. What are you talking about?
Hold on, where are you?
I don't know. What is
Uzi said, "Did you know there was a beer pong arcade game?"
What
No,
is he
but we will be playing
talking
it
about?
nonstop.
It's on VR.
Who cares? Let's just
You
play
can play.
it.
You can do that in the ping pong. You can play beer pong. Beer pong. I
Like,
think.
actually, you can?
I think you can throw. Yeah.
Oh
I
my
can-
god, we should do that with beer.
I think so.
White
Yeah, for
American beer.
realsies. Yeah.
Or
yeah,
White
you.
Claw.
Yeah, you guys would probably be good at that.
Fun.
VR beer pong. Oh boy.
VR beer pong.
Oh, we do have more questions.
We
The
do.
Johnson and Johnson vaccine would be a
Mm.
horse furry because it got dick for days.
Oh shit!
God. Nicely done.
Wow.
All right. Our next question goes to Nicola. Am I saying that right?
Nikolai.
Well,
Ah.
That's happening. Given that places are basically forcing conventions to reopen, oh my god, dude, you have no idea. Are you going to attend the first in-person convention to happen? Nikolai, I will say this to everyone. I will attend the very first convention that I feel I can go to and that all the attendees are safe.
Yeah.
I don't care when it is.
Let me
it
get-
will be when that I feel they are safe.
Let me give an asterisk.
Yes.
Because you've gotten
Shot
your
one.
first shot. Xander and I are getting our second soon. You're a little bit behind us.
April 15th for me.
Yeah. And Xander and I are next week. But so we're gonna be in the clear, and I'm gonna go to the first one that is safe.
Yeah.
And the first one that is safe for me is the second one. Because the first con that happens, I want to see what happens. I ain't going.
That is fair. That's fair.
So, like, I hate to say it, MFF is my backyard con. If MFF 2021 is the first event of substantial size to happen, I am not going. That's no brainer.
Yeah.
I will wait and see a month later to see where the numbers are.
Let's just put it this way: we take this very seriously to the point that there's a convention that it's not a convention; it's a gathering of friends, really. At the end of the day, every person who's going to attend will be holding a card with 2 stamps on it that says they have been vaccinated, and the date will be more than 2 weeks old. That is the level that we are taking personally to get a group together.
we're
gonna
Poke
risk
Buddies.
it.
So, quick PSA about this. There is currently questions in the air about needing to prove that you have had the vaccination.
Yes.
So, I don't know how much of this is rumor mongering or not. I'm probably going to do it just out of sheer paranoia. If you have access, or if you can, at the very least, take pictures of the card, but also laminate your card.
Yes.
That might actually need to turn into a longer form document. That no one predicted this is insane. But please take care of these shitty paper cardstock cards.
Boozy was saying we're Poke Buddies because we're all gonna get vaccinated at the same time.
God.
Boozy, we can all get penetrated at the same time. Woo! All right.
Look, I gotta be honest with you. For as much as I haven't really been into the sex, that's the first time I've been poked in a while, and it hurt.
Hey, I heard. Like mine was fine. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Look,
Yeah.
I get
I'm
that-
sorry, you really don't, you recessive gene, you really don't know what happened?
Yeah. That's so crazy.
I'm sorry, shall I relationship you? It's not the vaccine, it's you.
Look, I am acutely aware that I am getting shot 2 tomorrow, and Xander is gonna message me and go, this is annoying, and I'm gonna message back going, kill me now.
I'm gonna just quick announce what Boozy did, and I don't know why you're saying that, but that does make sense. Boozy is saying copy your card and laminate that. Do not laminate the original card. Boozy, put in the chat why, but I'm sure you have a good reason.
Boozy said the card might have to be updated with boosters, because that's another thing
Thank
going
you.
around. Now, right now, Xander, Pepper, and I kind of talked about how the initial discussion of boosters came from stakeholder discussions talking about profit. So there's, until Dr. Fauci or medical people not in the goddamn US mention that you need it, we'll see.
Yeah.
Because right now there's a profit motive behind it.
Yeah.
That's like, we're not even joking. This is just kind of pay attention. We are not an authoritative source. Read up and be skeptical about news that comes from the USA. Holy shit.
Mm-hmm.
I have a feeling that's exactly where this is all going, but we only time will tell, and I have full faith that everyone is going to do their best, because if they don't, well, then we will find out if cancel culture exists.
Oh my God.
Consequence culture.
Let's not.
I like that.
Yes.
I've
I do
never
too.
heard that before.
Motherfucker, these are the consequences.
I really like.
Do you want to?
totally
Okay.
using
Do you want
that
to
on
hear my?
boss.
This is my short rant. Let's go back to the
Please,
chat real quick.
please.
It's the funny thing about cancel culture and consequence culture. It's like we've always had this. All that is just the result of when the law doesn't take care of something, society will always jump in. That's always been. It's flames and pitchforks are that in a bad way, but like it just is a fact of life that is what's going to happen because we're human beings and we're all social beings. So,
hey, you
Twitter's
know
what
the original name for cancel culture is?
What's that?
Excommunication.
Yeah.
Excuse
Absolutely.
me, and John Wick was excommunicado. God,
It
pronounce
is
right.
literally like we of this group are not okay with this thing. So yeah, like that is it is.
It doesn't mean the
It's
group
not-
is right though.
Oh no, it's not. I'm just.
Not at all.
You're right.
Well-
I'm just trying to say it's not. It's not a new thing. It's exactly like that's what I'm trying to say. It's like it's just a thing that we deal with,
It's
and
not-
the problem is the medium. Honestly, Twitter and all things like that, because they push you to that
They
thing
give you
because it makes
internet
money.
points for participating in
Right.
witch hunts.
Right, because that's capitalism, baby. It puts it on steroids. Because obviously they want to create conflict because that's how you make the money. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's that. Next question.
Question. This next one is from Nikolai.
Yes, that is. Thank you.
Anyway,
Thank you, Nikolai. Given that places are basically forcing. Oh, that was what we just answered. Sorry,
Uh-huh.
we just did that one. So,
Oh, Takal.
my
Takal.
answer is the first one that I feel safe at. Takal, thank you so much, Takal. Takal asks, which professional wrestlers do you think would be most likely to have fursonas, and what would these fursonas
oh,
be?
I've been thinking about this already.
For purposes of this question, Luchasaurus does not count.
So I'm going to go first and be an asshole. Luchasaurus would have a fursona. It would play against type. He would be a Pomeranian.
God damn it.
Oh,
For those of you who don't know, Luchasaurus, if you've seen me in the silicone lizard mask, it is that exact same base from CFX masks that he uses, but it's a custom-made one with horns, custom paint job, and it's only the front half, so he has the strap in back because that motherfucker's got really long hair. And he's 6'5", and his fursona would be a Pomeranian because that makes me giggle.
wow. For those who don't know, I drew Kenny Omega and the Bucks in 2016, and I actually sent it to Kenny Omega. And he said that's awesome, and he in the tweet I could probably find it somewhere.
Do it.
I gotta find it, but I found the sketch lately. I'm gonna redo it and like do it up.
Zyros, who's in the Boozy Barrister
Mhm.
chat and is wonderful and is a great artist. Go commission him. I've gotten a couple of wrestling commissions from him. So there's the first one was Xander and I doing I'm Sonny and Xander's Joey as like their outfits.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
we're kind of like cosplaying as them.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
the other one was Pepper as Luchasaurus because he's a tall fucker, and Wolf Jester as Jungle Boy.
Mm-hmm. That's fucking awesome.
Love it.
No, it was really cool.
All right, Alkali,
I actually know what I would do.
you actually all
Yep.
right?
You're going to have to help me with his name.
Oh. Okay, go ahead.
Bart Simpson.
Oh, that would
Darby
be
Allin.
Darby Allin. What was he be?
Darby Allin would be absolutely an actual, like, almost like Groot-looking weed plant. Just
He's straight edge.
So that makes it even better. Like,
I
He's
get
a
what
weed
you're going
plant.
for.
Oh my
he would
God.
be one of the Dry Bones Koopas.
I like it.
sexy, too sexy.
And since I didn't mention before, the Young Bucks are obviously fucking Durr because they're
Durr,
they're Durr.
Durr.
They're Young Bucks. They're literally Bucks. They
excuse
have
me.
deer all over their shit.
Durr in loincloths.
No, they're just wearing their
You know,
gear.
I
Yeah,
said
dude.
put them in loincloths.
No, Jungle Boy's in a loincloth.
I'm okay with this.
All right. So then they're in Durr and Kenny Omega. I think it was a Trash Panda because of he was the cleaner. He had the garbage can all
Yes.
the time.
Yes.
So I think that still works, honestly. I don't know.
I'm also going to go with it. I'm going to need your help here. Not when he's playing the character that he does now, which, by the way, is very fun.
Mhm.
He's one of the leaders.
Matt Hardy?
Matt Hardy, yeah. Who was he when he was...
Delete.
Oh,
Broken.
that
Yeah,
guy.
broken Matt Hardy.
I want to see him as a duck-billed platypus when he's that character. He's fucked up enough as it is. I want him to be like, oh, lays an egg. Like, isn't he a mammal? Shut the fuck up. Oh, claws at you with poison claws. Like, wait, isn't he a mammal? Like, poison claws, whatever.
That is very Matt Hardy,
And then
I would
just
say.
vomits out of a duck bill because... Have you ever seen a duck vomit?
No, but sure.
Excellent.
Griff Garrison
Why are you
would be
asking-
a lion. Look at that mane.
Oh, yeah, it's true. A lot of wrestlers have miraculous 80s hair. That's like the last place you can see it, like just the best hair is like
Brian Pillman Jr.
German
What's
hair
going on
metal
with
and
mullet?
wrestling. What?
Brian Pillman Jr. has a goddamn mullet.
That is the most insane mullet I've seen. Like I don't know of any mullet in modern day, and you have to go to wrestling to find the good hairstyles.
Wrestling and Japan has
Yeah.
not let the 80s go.
Oh, you're not wrong. And Japanese wrestling really does look like anime. It is
It does.
live
It does.
action
You've shown
anime.
me a lot of it.
It's hilarious.
I think I have the last one.
Go ahead.
There was a leader of the cult who is no longer with us. What was
Brody
his name?
Lee.
Brody
Hello,
Lee.
Muffins.
I know exactly
The
what Brody
exalted
Lee
one,
would be.
Brody Lee.
Somebody already brought this up, but Brody Lee is definitely the possum. Because you guys have all explained to me, I believe you call it kayfabe.
Yes.
Wrestlers are always in character.
Yes.
He's been faking it the whole time. Here he comes back!
No,
motherfucker!
God.
His kid's just like, yeah, I've been hiding this.
That's dark. I like it. That's fucked up.
Yeah.
Jesus
And
Christ,
it's a
Alkali.
dark order, so it works.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ. That's funny. Oh, that was fun.
There's one more
Rest in
question.
peace.
There is. Finishing it off with Gray Fox. And so once again, we're going to tell everyone who came into the show late what we've been doing here. Questions, Xander, you're better at this than I am.
Yeah, those who question masters, those who got us $10 a month on Patreon when we do these Dragget show streams, we will answer your questions, which is what this is.
It also helps us pad out a lot of hours of this show because we can only talk about so many things before we just revert to wrestling, Nero, or how fat Alkali is. So thank you for the questions.
Can I mildly promise the tech thing I have just figured out and got going?
Yes, you may.
So this is not just going to be a Dragget show thing. Anyone among our group I'm going to use as the experimental folks. But if you were part of the First Squared movie night streams, or most recently, what did we watch most recently?
You just watched...
Xander wasn't. You weren't on.
Yeah, but you were watching... Just
Total
go on.
Recall.
Thank you.
It's funny because
yes.
we couldn't remember.
God damn
That
it.
was good. That was good.
There is a server that I have. Long story short, Patreon login locked, patron only streams. This is something that is tested and is coming. So, Dragget show, Pepper, Boozy. I'm gonna try and pitch it to Kage. We'll see. And then the ability to as well do cross patron promotional things. So if Dragget show and Pepper both wanted to do a thing, you would only have to be a patron of one
One or
not
the other.
both, and it
Yes.
would let you in.
Yes.
This is stuff that's coming. I hope to announce more, like an actual event, sooner than the next month. It's ready to go, and maybe, just maybe, in the Dragget Show Telegram group, one of those experiments open to everyone might happen tomorrow night. We're not overpromising because we don't know if we're going to want to do it yet.
That is true. And Pupsins, you asked if we're going to watch Sonic. To test this, we watched 2 movies, one of them being Sonic, which we got so ridiculously wasted during. None of us remember the movie in the slightest.
Definitely passed out for the end of it. Yes.
All I remember is at one point I said, "Oh my God, Jim Carrey's in this," and then I had to go to work. Like that was the entire extent of that night.
That's so true.
But
Hey,
the-
Xander.
go
What?
ahead, go ahead.
Real quick, let's do a mashup of Sonic and the Box because they both have James Marsden.
Oh no.
James Marsden was
Why?
in Sonic?
James Marsden's the main cop guy in Sonic.
I forgot that. Yeah.
I'm an idiot. Yeah, he is. Oh my God. But actually, the one that broke me was a movie that was pitched. It's like, hey, we're going to test it using this movie. And I basically wanted to say, like, oh, I'm going to go do something else. That sounds dumb as hell. And I was wrong. Speed Racer is amazing.
We should see that, Dragger. You'll love it.
Are we doing
Racer
Speed Racer
is-
on socials movie night, or are we
Yes.
just going to do a public thing?
I would say Speed Racer should be a public thing because Speed Racer is the epitome of, I don't care what you wanted to see, I'm going to give you fucking art. They turned a ridiculous movie into a I can't even describe what I watched.
Xander originally saw it and told me it was the most magnificent color vomit on screen.
Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
but it worked. The colors that they use, everything about that movie. That's why
It's a
to me,
lot. It's
not
a
only
lot.
is it a lot, you cannot have a preview for that movie because as individual moments,
It's the
movie
same
is
way-
garbage, but as a whole, the movie is an experience.
It's the same way when the straights see a pride parade. Like, I'm uncomfortable. I'm going to go this way.
Yeah.
That's what Speed Racer is like. Oh, there's a lot going on right now. This is a lot. I don't know how I feel about this. I think that's how the
Hey,
the
Xander,
reviewers were like,
you'll get this.
okay.
It's Speed Racer. Speed Racer.
Oh my God. Ridge Racer.
Thank you.
Fuck yeah.
This is what got me for the movie. We're about a quarter of the way through, and I'm invested. I'm enjoying it, and that's when I realized what they were doing to me. So there's a scene where the youngest actor in the show flips off a guy. It doesn't matter. He flips off a guy. And I had to pause the movie because I realized what they were doing. The entire scene was covered in the red pellet. The pellet was so oversaturated red, except for one thing. In the scene before, they set up him stealing candy. And on his hand, because the motion was small, it was a wide angle shot. You would not have noticed the middle finger except that he still had a green ring pop on his hand. The movie was so precise in its use of color, it makes you look where they want you to look. The gag worked because of the use of color. You would not have noticed it without the ring pop. And that's when I realized I was watching 3 or 4 levels of art in the middle of this insanely dumb movie. I fell in love with it. I'm a huge fan of the Speed Racer movie. It's brilliant. It's fucking brilliant.
So
All
yeah,
right.
let's check that out.
Are we doing it tomorrow night? Maybe.
Speed Racer?
Isn't that long though?
It's
Yeah,
very
it's
long.
pre-
We'll
it's
pick
over
something.
2 hours.
Yeah, that's a long one.
Oh
So no.
no, we're not doing it tomorrow.
Thank
We're
you,
going to
Gray
go
Fox.
with a shorter one.
Yeah,
Yes.
Beaton. Totally. Yeah, we'll go with something. We'll figure it out. Keep your
Mm-hmm.
eyes on the Telegram. Bear in mind, this is never something that will be tweeted. If you want to be a part of this, you will have to watch our specific Telegrams. We're not going to tweet this stuff out.
Oh, and
Ready
then
for
we'll,
the question? Oh,
yeah, you go.
Oh, you go.
All right, Gray Fox and asks,
Hi, Gray Foxen. Thank you so much.
what would you consider is buying too much in terms of buying VR equipment? Good question, Gray Foxen.
I just talked a bunch, but can I go?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm very much getting into VR right now. I've been enjoying the hell out of it. I play a lot of poker on there, and Xander's getting me into the more physical games to, not look like Jabba the Hutt. Thank you so much for that, by the way. But I saw it.
What's that?
There's a company that has just came out with Generation 2, an affordable, user-ready haptic vest. A vest with small air pockets that inflate and deflate based off the game, and is being used in the first-person flying battle royale shooter. They finally, every time I look more into VR, I'm seeing dynamic hand restraints, things that actually mimic the muscles in your hand to give you resistance as you grip something, the vest to let you feel as something touches you, to let you feel as you get shot, the headsets, which are getting smaller and lighter and better graph, everything about it. I do believe that right now we are at the beginning of a revolution into making VR something that people will say is mainstream, and I'm very excited to be part of the ground floor of that.
It's interesting. I do think my short answer to that is that you should get whatever is good for you. We're long-termers, so we went cray to start. But you might just want to go with something that could just play the base games. Like if you just want to get your feet wet, you might just want to go out and get an Oculus 2. And if you can get around the Facebook shit, I don't know enough about that stuff. Facebook is gross, obviously.
Facebook is gross. I looked into it.
Yeah.
My best recommendation for you, make a Facebook account and then never log on to it again other than to use VR.
Mhm.
The problem with the most readily accessible piece of VR technology, you can get it for, I believe it's $299 right now, which is already an investment. But my only problem with it is if you are banned from Facebook, they brick the item, which is why I would never use it with an active Facebook account. I find
Yeah.
that it's okay to make a Facebook account, never use that Facebook account, and use it just for VR so you never get bricked.
Yeah.
It's a horrible scenario. It will get better, but unfortunately, that's the good barrier to entry right now.
Yeah. So the thing is, like, we went into going to the index because I'm interested in creating content
Yes.
for it. We want to, like, there's all sorts of reasons why we needed that for our needs. Because actually, long term, because like we're very interested in it, we have hooked to a beast. So that's another thing. But where if you want to get like just into it, you can just pick up a very basic thing. Like the Oculus 2 or
Headbox
something.
now says apparently Facebook is cracking down on burner accounts. Look, long story short is unless your desire for VR surpasses all forms of acknowledgement of risks, whatever the Facebook one is, the Oculus,
Yeah.
treat it as if it doesn't exist. If that's not an option for you, then if you're watching this serves as your warning of said risk, but don't.
Yeah.
Boozy, of course there's going to be a Dragget VR. So Boozy joined me. And I'm just going to mention this right now because if any of you out there have VR, please contact me because there is a free game on multi-platform VR right now. And if Fucked Up VR would be amazing. I play Poker Stars VR almost every night. It is a free to download VR game. You sit at a table, you play poker, and you can play with toys. I call it the fidget spinner of games, mainly because one of the toys you can get is a fidget spinner. You sit there at a table, you play poker, you play with crap, and you talk to people. It has been a godsend in the pandemic. It is so nice to talk to people I've never met. Last night, I met Yespian.
Oh yeah, you mentioned that.
Is this like a notable
The
person or
Yespian.
just a good name?
Nope, just a great name.
Mm.
I'm sitting at a table, and a gentleman across the table from me decided to, as we were having a very civil discussion amongst the table, declare that myself and 3 other people were nerds, to which, of course, I responded by, that is no longer an insult. I'm very proud to be a nerd. To which he continued on with, well, I'm discussing nerd is in high school. You should be insulted. And then he said some pretty inappropriate stuff. So I summoned a remote control. I blocked him. He turned into a mannequin, and I can no longer hear him. What I didn't know is he could still hear me. The wonderful lady sitting next to me, she was 40 years old, also summons her remote control and mutes him. So now the whole table can hear him. He can hear us, but we can no longer hear his nonsense. And we begin to discuss the fact that she did that because she likes seeing people as mannequins. She's an artist. After COVID happened, she buys mannequins from stores that are going under and turns them into furniture. That's her job. And I am so enthralled. And as we start talking, we discuss our sexuality. That comes up. I'm discussing that I'm a homosexual, that she is a lesbian. And apparently, this son of a bitch at the other side of the table is losing his mind as the rest of the table is telling us that he just cannot deal with the fact that there are just 2 people discussing topics like adults.
Please tell me someone called him a snowflake.
It's even better. So we found out that night, if an entire table of people silence a person and report him, they just get banned in the middle of a match and his chips get distributed.
Good.
I'm like, oh, this is amazing. Me and her became almost immediate friends. I have every intention to joining her in a poker game
So
tonight.
what you just described is what we want to do to every billionaire.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Nice. Oh, that's funny.
You can get Poker Stars VR. It's free, and your first 2 days of playing, every time you run out of chips, they just give you $10,000 more of chips. No real money. You never need to invest. Like you taught me, and I actually totally agree with this. I play the game enough. I wanted to give them some money. I bought their starter pack for $5 and got a bunch of cigars, a pipe, a top hat. It was nice. I do not mind giving them $5.
And I would say I enjoy most of what I enjoy in VR is very much not. It does not require a lot of horsepower. There's a lot of games that are literally just like a room and a thing.
Yes.
Like I enjoy ping pong VR a lot. Not very heavy on what it needs, right? Like fucking Beat Saber. Very similar, very fun. Does not require a lot in terms of graphical power. So a lot of these VR experiences are very based on the concept. And so I am very interested in the ones that are going to push that
What's
shit.
the VR game? It's a
But
two-player game where
I'm
one
telling you, if you
person-
want to get into this, get in and out, like, because like a lot of them don't require a lot of power.
They
So, like,
really don't.
they
No,
don't.
you're right. And you really are
What
utilizing
are you saying, Draggor,
VR
now?
more than I am. I do appreciate
There's-
watching your craziness.
Mm.
Isn't there a two-player VR game where like one person is in a room and they have to be in there and construct a thing, and as they put it together, they start realizing that like they're building kind of like an alcohol setup or a cask, and the other person has to race to build the wall before the cask is finished?
What?
I
No,
have
I've never
I
heard
don't
of this
know that
before.
one. That sounds interesting.
Think
Making
about
a cask?
I fucking hate you.
Oh.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
it. Yeah, isn't the game called Amontillado or something?
Monty,
Yes.
you asshole. Now, what's the one that you use to work out? Because even I like that game.
Oh,
Help me out.
Synth Riders.
That's-
Yeah, that's my favorite.
I will say this. I've never been a shooter fan. I've never been a rhythm game fan. Rhythm games in VR. Synth Riders, not Super Hot. What's the gun one that you
Oh, Pistol Whip.
Pistol Whip.
I'm amazing at that.
We're going to jump off the VR topic right now. We do realize this is kind of a
Sorry.
pigeonhole. No. I wanted to talk about it because it is amazing. Highly recommending it. If you have VR and if you can find Poker Stars VR, please let me know. I am always looking for poker friends. I have been a huge poker player most of my life, and I'm just getting back into it now.
Very cool. So I think that's all the questions. We did it. Yay!
Did we do it? Did we actually do it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we did.
So.
Oh, good. Somebody asked about. Good. We didn't just jump into VR. Somebody asked about it.
One more
Awesome.
thing before I forget.
Yeah.
Did y'all like my April Fool's joke?
Hell yeah.
Yay!
Um,
I made it poster.
I liked your April Fool's joke.
What?
Tom loved your April Fool's joke.
Oh, really?
Lost his mind at the banana.
Oh, good.
Lost it at the banana. Why are you holding a banana? I said for scale. And
Exactly. I didn't want to draw guns.
Randy Duvall, super chat.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so
that's
much.
Fury,
Hi, Fury.
why
Thank you
didn't
so
that
much.
show up on this?
I don't know.
because it went through YouTube.
No,
Oh.
it should.
Oh,
no,
it didn't scroll. It didn't scroll.
Ah.
We're so sorry. We had a screen that didn't scroll.
Well,
Randy, thank you so
thank you.
much. We appreciate it. Oh my
Thank
God,
you.
that's Fusion. Hey,
It's Fusion. It
dude.
says there, yeah.
I did say
Oh.
that.
I'm a little drunk and high. Shut up.
Wait,
Yes.
when did you do a weed? You fuck.
You were inside. You can't smoke. I couldn't offer it to you. It'll destroy your precious little lungs.
It's true.
Can y'all
Yeah.
keep going? I'm going to the bathroom one more time, and I'm going to keep. I'll be back.
Good luck.
All right.
Hey, Xander, by the way, if you were to take that small white stick that's in the ashtray over there and use it, feel free.
Oh, sweet. White sticks are my favorite.
I
Oh.
am jealous.
Izorkara, I have a story, but I think this is the only venue I could tell it. Holy shit. I've never told this story before. I've been holding it to myself for years. The best hand of poker I have ever gotten was a 7 high straight flush of hearts. And I know exactly what it was because I will never forget it. Because in high school, myself and a friend of mine went back to his house, and he had parents who worked for 2 hours longer than school lasted. And he lived within walking distance of my high school. And we would go back to his place. And for like 2 weeks, every 3 days, I was going over to his place. And one day, he had a joint. And having smoked more since then, I realized that he was buying basically like twigs and seeds, and the base probably wasn't doing much. But so excited. We went out and smoked. Oh, we're dangerous. And smoking really loosened us up. And we had a foot race at one point. We were just high and having fun. And we went back to his place and knew his parents weren't coming home. And kind of realized both of us were into each other. We continued our relationship for about a month, meeting each other every few days after school at his place. And one day, his mother came home early and caught us. And we sat in his bedroom on the floor with the door open after his mother caught us doing some pretty lewd things, playing poker until my mom picked me up because I was that age. You still had to have a ride home from your mom. And as we were sitting there on the floor of his bedroom, I got a goddamn straight flush, to which I laid out and he went, huh. And that is it.
What?
That was the greatest hand of poker I have had in my life. I'll never forget it as long as I live.
Oh my glob.
Okay.
I've played growing up.
Asher.
My grandma always liked the little handheld poker and blackjack things, you know, before computers really got going.
We always had those in the bathroom.
Yes.
Every bathroom of our house, we had one of those. Solitaire poker. Yeah.
Well, okay, no. You could have solitaire or poker, blackjack elsewhere in the house, but the one that was in the bathroom was Deuces Wild.
Oh my God, we have this. It's a big blue one.
Well, this was a small one, but
Okay.
think about it.
I hate you. I hate you so much. Oh my God.
But my
Demon.
grandma would always, like, this was like a thing between myself and my grandma, because I was always into card games. And she'd be like, I got another straight flush. I got another four of a kind. I got another royal flush, another royal flush, another royal flush. I have never, ever, even on the digital ones, ever gotten a royal flush. I got a straight flush once, which was great because I was visiting, like I was home from college visiting my parents' house, and I was in the bathroom, and where this bathroom is in the house, it's the one that's like down the hall from the kitchen.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm in there doing my thing, and the beeping starts going, and I just yell, "Oh yeah!" And my dad goes, "Is that because the game reset or because you got points?"
Oh my God.
Because my dad would always get mad because he would play and like he can do it well. He can do those statistics better, and I would always reset his score.
Oh my God.
I'd take a dump on his score.
Good job. Good job on.
Asher, I have no idea. I guess a pulley
Get
system?
life alert.
Life,
You've
oh my
fallen and you
God.
can't get up. Jesus fucking Christ. You are on a digital device and there are people that you are aware of that probably also have them. Tell them to come the fuck home and help you. It's not funny.
Please,
Fix it.
please,
Fix it.
please
Fix
get
it.
back into
Fix
bed.
it.
Buy
Fix it.
my
Fix it.
book.
Fix it. Fix it.
Buy my book.
Are we talking about life
Buy
alert?
my book. Love that.
So y'all chat. What do you all want to talk about?
Oh. Well,
We-
we made it through questions.
We
Where
did.
do I go to get to the so we're ready? Is it backwards to get to shout outs? Do I go back one?
Oh, we didn't do shout
Not yet,
outs.
but we will. This one, right? View?
No.
No.
That
No,
says
that is
shout
not
outs.
wrong. That is not how that works.
Okay.
Look, I will go to shout outs. That's not where shout outs is. I have to select shout outs, remember?
Okay.
Oh yeah.
For those who don't know, those who send us shout outs.
I wonder who is next.
Boom, doom, doom.
Shout outs. They are just the best. We pick between a bunch of people. We pick 3 and then we go. Shout outs. I really wanted a part of the movie that is just kind of improv, and that's why we came up with this thing. So we kind of came up with shout outs. We're really sorry for doing this, but it makes me entertained by.
There you go.
That's
I wonder
question.
who is next.
So Alkali was looking for where we get the shout outs. We do a random.
Yes.
Yes, the random thing. I sent that to you.
Yes.
We can't look that up on the Patreon.
You sent it to me?
Yes,
That
it's
means
right here. So
That's porn.
That's porn.
that is porn.
Scroll up.
That isn't homos. That was porn.
Almost
That's
those are
questions.
questions.
Okay, right here.
There we go. Yay.
Okay, shout outs. All right, so here's who was picked. And they're
Good to
gone
see
again.
you again. All right.
The
I
shout-
just wanted to have it ready. It's not time for shout outs yet. It's
Oh.
only 6 o'clock.
Oh, it is?
It's only 6. We still have hours.
We've only
to
gone for
go.
2 hours.
This-
I want to make
I
a
still have a
risotto.
whole
2
God
hours is a
damn it.
long way, hun.
14 hours.
You won't even watch a movie that's more than an hour and a half.
Yeah, but I'm drunk now.
Well, I
Alkali
know,
has
I'm
played
just saying.
Magic the Gathering. As far as I'm aware, Xander hasn't.
I played a little bit.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't really my bag, you know.
I don't think it really. The only
I'm
card
not a
game
card
I can think of that
player.
you're into is not Carcassonne. What's the one we play? Citadels. You kinda
Yeah, I like Citadels because it's all like psychology based and like who's gonna do what. That's why I like about Citadels, because then I get to pick based on who's gonna take what choice. If you don't know what Citadels is, everyone has to take a role, and everyone has different powers. And the thing is, you want to counter what they are going to pick. Whatever's, if people are going to either do what's best for their hand or what they think other people are going to make them think. So it gets very fun and psychological.
Citadels is super fun, and I like that because only one person goes at a time, and sometimes I need to think about it. The rest of the table just sits there and chats. It's always fun.
Yeah. Anywho, yeah. What?
Oh, boozy.
Let me, Neriko, let me give you Con Chair Simulator.
Okay, that's good.
No, he's not done yet.
No, you said
That's
he, say they.
Sorry.
Say it.
They.
All right, I'm done.
Actually, that's an exact that's exactly how Conchair Simulator goes, because he'd be Conchair, and I'm the guy who gave him Conchair, no longer Conchair, and mine's just... for 14 hours. It's actually very funny. Some of you, I'm sure some of you were there for it a few years ago. It truly was amazing. I got to pass the con to one of my best friends, to Draggor. And that entire weekend, we knew what was happening. We knew that it had to happen. And the bittersweetness of knowing that I was running my last con got to me way more than I thought it would. Going up on the stage, I could still do everything. I still did what I needed to do. But just knowing that was the last time I would be... I don't even know how to describe it. Knowing that was it really got me. And at closing ceremonies, it was taking everything. It was taking everything I could do to hold it together. And I was definitely doing where I'm talking way too much because I'm just too emotional. I knew what was happening and I just couldn't stop it. And afterwards, I'll never forget it. A gentleman from First Squared, who I'd not met before, came up to me and was like, I've seen you at conventions for years. And I always thought that you were just you think I am? Like, no, I'm just an emotional wreck. There's no trick to it. I cry when I watch a good movie. I cry at good art. What did Milhouse say? I cry when I do long division and get a remainder at the end. I'm just an emotional person. I had no idea up to that point that there's a huge contingent of people like, oh, that's Alkali. He just fakes being. I was broken by what he said, but then he continued into this like heartfelt, like, oh my God, seeing somebody who really cares, but like, I don't know how to feel right now, young man. What do you think I've been doing? Oh my God. So yeah, that is my last memory of being actual con chair of the con, passing it to a good friend of mine, trying to give an impassioned speech, and somebody coming up to me afterwards saying, I thought you were full of shit, but now I realize you're an okay dude. I'm like, what? Buy glasses.
By the way, if you're crying at the end of long division, that's because you've realized there's something for you to skim without getting caught.
Shut up.
I remember when you came to us and was like, I want to start a fur con. I'm like, this is going to be a lot.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure you said those exact words. Thank you for your never-ending support.
What? I just knew it was going to be a lot. That's all.
No. You're so allowed to say that. The beauty. True. This is no joke. I am a dreamer, and this man can tell me when I'm going too far.
That's all good.
Sorry.
You're good.
Turn of phrase. My apologies.
Nah, man enough. That's
Xander
fine.
is always good at telling me when I am going too far, which is why the Dragget show is as grounded as it is, because Xander will come up with an idea like, hey, why don't we meet everybody in VR chat? To which I will shoot back, what if we create a universe the size of Toronto, and then we put in realistic buildings so that everyone could have their own office? And he's like, you need to stop. But for the first time, and probably the last time, I am very glad that I did not listen to you when you said, this is going to be a lot. Because not only were you right, but it was one of the most rewarding things I've ever done in my entire life.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm so glad that you joined me in doing it. You
Yeah.
as well, my friend.
It was worth it.
You
It
know,
was.
I would love to find out among any con, really. Maybe I should ask in that chat. There's a group of chat. There's a chat where all the convention leaders hang out and talk, and really just like it's either a wine fest because unless you've done it, you don't. It's not. I'm not saying this from the aspect of woe is us. It's if you are having a problem and want to have a sympathetic ear, there aren't that many people. Like unless you've done it, it's hard to be a sympathetic ear.
That's what you need.
And that's it.
Unless you've done it.
Like
yes.
there's no hoity-toity high and mighty about it.
No.
It's just to get the level of empathy, you want someone who's been through it. So there's that, and then there's asking help for each other. So I would love to ask them how many people, how long has your event been around, and how many of your founders are still with it? Because you're still with it. Xander, you're by proxy forced to still be with it.
Yeah.
Poor Xander. Xander is part of it because every once in a while I go, hey, Xander, I need you to do something. He's like, oh, really? What? I'm like, run finance. And then I run away. And that's just his problem now.
What did I say our first fucking meeting? I said that I was the first lady of First Square.
You were the first
That was
lady.
prophetic.
Holy shit.
I
forgot about that.
I wasn't saying that. Yeah, I did
I
that on
know.
purpose.
Your subconscious was saying it.
Oh, I was saying it for a reason. Yeah, obviously.
Beard of the Magnificent.
I was
is still
testing
with-
waters, is what I'm saying.
Do you have no idea? Beardo, aka John, one of my best friends who is furry adjacent, one of the people who coined that term, it broke his heart. It broke his heart that we did not have First Square this year. He understood, and he was absolutely, he was thrilled that we made the right decision. But that's his one outlet. As a non-furry, as a heterosexual male, that convention still was his moment to get out of the box, and he didn't use it to the level that I think a lot of us do to really explore who and what we are. Alkali was not created because I picked a name. Alkali was created over a fucking decade of getting to know myself, or getting to know some of the greatest people in the world. John, who is really not a huge part of the fur community other than First Squared, really felt the absence of not going to a FurCon, and that really hit me. It really hit me to know that somebody who does not identify the same way that we do had those moments of freedom that Fur Squared gives you, that any furry convention gives you, and didn't have that, and it affected him. That kind of got me. That was a middle of COVID, wow. Sorry, I'm drunk.
No, it's okay. Nerico asked how long we've been together. Was it 2011, 2013?
What year
was it?
We already celebrated 10 years together, so I think
2011. It was after the pipe bomb.
In October, we will either be 11 or 12 years.
Dragger, I really remember it was after the fucking CM Punk pipe bomb. It's when I got back into wrestling.
Your timeline is referenced by
right?
wrestling.
It's easy to remember because then, in the summer, we did the Gargoyles, one of the last Gargoyles cons.
Yeah.
So that's
the second to last Gargoyles Con is what we went to.
Right. Yeah, it's 2011.
There was one more after us. Yep.
Yeah. So that's easy for me to remember because that's when wrestling got interesting again, and I got into that, and I got into you, and blah.
I got into wrestling. I got into you. Just
blah. Yeah.
You got into me, and
heyo. I didn't live with you until at least 6 months into our relationship, at least.
Yeah, no.
Into the winter, then we started Dragget Show.
I took a little time to live by myself.
When you gave me a key, you even said it in the podcast.
If I remember correctly, I just gave you the key for sex. How the hell did you get?
No,
your
you gave me a key to your house.
I know.
No, the shirts got in there because they were taken off and then lost to the ether until they turned up later.
And that's easy to remember because of Skyrim. That's easy to remember as far as the timing.
Rim in the sky.
Yeah.
Oh, QM, you never need to apologize for that. QM actually saved me once before because we had to do a 14-hour drive, and QM, like the greatest of dealers, goes, oh, this'll help. And I'm just like, yeah, I trust you. Matt, what was that? Oh, fuck me. That would have been helpful.
But we've all known each other since 2003, 2004.
2004. Fall 2004. I was talking to Xander before that. through long story short,
MFF
my
bowling.
ex on through the guppy boards.
Oh,
You
hockey
met-
board.
You
Yep.
both met.
Blue
I
furry.
was in a long distance relationship with this person, and then they knew that you lived near me, and then on a whim, I went from DePaul University in Chicago. I had my train pass because every student gets one because you have the Lincoln Park campus and the downtown campus, so you have to take the trains to get there. I got on the blue line. I went as if I was going to MFF, got off at the Cumberland stop, and I got into a stranger's car that I had never met in person before. And that's when I met Xander and their partner at the time.
Mhm.
And then that night, the story is true. I met Alkali that night.
Did you?
That was the first night.
Oh my god.
Holy shit.
Semj, first night. Taryn, first night. Socks, first night.
That's
Socks. I
insane.
forgot
Carbine.
about-
Yeah.
Back then a different name.
Sure.
First night.
Yep.
Like, all these people.
Yeah.
I don't know if Blaziger, I saw Blaziger in the chat. I don't know if Blaziger was there at that time or not.
Blaziger was early. I knew Blaziger from early on. And Boozy, it was the equivalency of a 5-hour energy capsule for truckers. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'll tell you back, if you went back to Laugh Bowl back then, it would be wild because, like, there's so many people who are involved in MFF and all that shit.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
It's insane.
The one thing I will say, and this is just old man talking.
Yeah.
Very rarely am I ever going to be back in my day because, for the most part, the additions to the furry fandom, well, they've had negatives. I've always been positive in the long run. One of the things I do miss, and this is probably just me, I truly miss the meets.
You can just go.
No. I mean, I physically miss the meets. I work during them. Meets are always on a night where I work because I work nights. Like, I physically miss once a month getting to see my furry friends out doing something, like even meeting for coffee, bowling, whatever it
Bowling's
is.
still on the weekends. I've gone. Until the pandemic, Fur was in town, and Fur and I went to Cy and Gazzy went to Midwest Fur Bowl. It was like the second one I had been to. Mackie, Ashes,
Excuse me.
Emil, like a lot of people we
Oh.
know go to that, and a shit ton more. This is when someone half my age pointed out, what's a style of shirt I like to wear? If it's not dragons or undead dragons, it's skulls.
Yes.
So I had a shirt that I have had since high school because skulls are cool, and I had someone literally half my age. I had a 17-year-old point at my shirt and go, "What's with the boomer shirt?"
Ah!
I
Oh
love
my
bowling events.
God.
I want to go back. It like
Mm.
I got that rekindled. I started going. Fur went. We were there. We were all hanging out and being idiots. It was great.
I do
The
miss that.
normies were there. The normies were confused, and there's this one normie there. I can't believe I forgot about this.
Yeah.
So I'm in suit. I think I actually suited up for this one. And so I'm in lizard, the full body suit lizard, and this guy's like, y'all, like, I overhear him say, "These people are weird." And I turn and go, "Yeah, we are, but it's still kind of cool, right?" And I start talking to this guy. And so we get into a good conversation, and I find out that this guy runs in like Naperville, or maybe not Naperville, but like west or kind of south, near where the Fry's that is now closed down, in like the west southwest burbs. What's that town?
That's Blooming.
No, but it is it's like right next to Lyle.
Blooming.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Is either like owns or is a lead runner or just like an operator at one of the indoor skydiving places.
Mm.
And I start like working this guy up, like, "You ever had someone in fursuit go do it?" And I just see the gears turning about the advertising possibility of, "I'll give you a discount rate if you show up and do this in costume." I love meets. I love them.
meets.
I have missed them. I stopped going because I was doing double digits of cons in a year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I kind of want to scale back the cons and make sure I got a local group again, because that's how I started. That's how we all start.
It
The
is how
local
I
group
started,
thing is
yes.
super fun, and the thing about the bowling is I actually enjoyed the bullshit steak and shake and or Denny's afterwards, because you actually
Yes.
hear each other talk. Like sometimes that is one thing I did not like about bowling. Like you got to go to an area where you could
It
hear
depended
yourself.
on the venue.
It did.
Midwest
Absolutely.
Furball, you can go into many places and be able to hear each other, which I
Yes.
really appreciate.
Yeah, I
so
did too.
when it resumes, there's a Telegram group. Look it up. Midwest Furball. The one we all went to, and I think still exists, but it might be under a different name now, is Laugh Bowling. Lake Area Fur Friends.
Mhm.
And that Downers Grove.
Yeah.
Not a B, a D. The indoor skydiving place, I believe, is in Downers Grove.
Oh, okay.
Is one in Downers Grove,
I
so
think
I'm going to
this
assume
guy
you're right.
was just at this bowling alley in the Northwest Burbs, but worked at or owned or something. But yeah, let's do it. Let's just, when it's safe, let's show up to a
When it's
bowling
safe.
thing and be jackasses again.
I miss that.
I do too.
genuinely miss that.
Actually,
Xander,
Hmm?
I forget if you were there or not, or if we were like nerding out at the same time on this. It was at a Steak and Shake at 2 a.m. where I happened to mention the band Opeth, my favorite progressive death metal band,
Mhm.
heavy on the progressive. And like 3 other people went, "You like Opeth?" And I just, boom, music
Yeah.
nerd for the next hour and a half at a Steak and Shake until 3:30 in the morning.
hell yeah. Yeah, I love that shit.
We were at Furry Bowling, and a person who will not be named decided to rickroll everyone and put $20 into the system and played Never Gonna Give You Up as many times in a row as $20 would buy him.
Oh.
I was running the meet at the time. I
Of
went
course
to the
you were.
bar to get a beer, and the gentleman over there slid the beer across and walked away before I could give him the money with the line, "There is nothing I can do for you that is going to make your night okay. So maybe a free beer will help you get through this." I appreciate the normies who understand what it takes to herd cats together.
Yeah.
I'm shocked they didn't cut that one off because they cut mine off. Speaking of Opeth, I played the entirety of it. I paid for it. It was just $5, whatever. But I played an entire Opeth album,
Oh my god.
and the owners are like, "The normies are leaving. There's too much woo." Because like it was an hour and 10-minute album.
Oh my god.
Pupsins, just so I see it, what Telegram group are you looking
Midwest
for?
Fur Bowl. I know they have a website. They've got a
Oh,
Twitter account.
Yeah, I don't.
I'll
No.
post it in Dragget Show. I'll tweet about it or something. Until it's safe to do so, everything's been on ice for over a year at this point.
Yeah.
No, there's a few things I'm genuinely looking forward to as vaccines become more prominent. Meats coming back, obviously cons coming back, but let's be honest, one of the big ones I'm looking forward to, we're literally probably having part of a planning meeting tomorrow just to get the idea, and there it is, Benny, Basement Con. We are almost definitely going to have to do a vaccine-only con, a very small one with our friends to get all the recording. For those of you who don't know, Basement Con, one of the purposes of it is to record things for the, and Boozy, if you're in the chat, help me out here, the Second Life charity or Extra Life charity. Extra Life charity. So we really want this con to happen, not because it's just an excuse for us all to hang out, but it's an excuse for us to record things for a good cause, for charity. Right now, I am so looking forward to hanging out with a group of friends, sitting around a fire, and as happened last time, listening to Boozy sit there and tell us what should have been, what he told us was going to be, scary stories, but just turned into, hey, here's things that happened in the news that are actually happening. It just told us how people got away with murder. So, yeah, well done.
Well done. Now we're talking about murder.
Now we're talking about murder.
Hey kids, let's watch The Box. Let's not.
I looked up the Ebert review on it and he gave it 3 stars.
Of course he did,
what
because
did?
he's a weirdo.
Ebert loves
Weird stuff.
Xander,
Yeah.
We watched The Box. Have you seen The Box, Alkali?
He liked
I
The Box.
liked The Box a lot.
Of course he liked The Box.
All right, look. It's not that I like or don't like The Box. I was entertained by it. I did not hate it. Whereas the movie that writer-director did before it is genuinely one of the hardest movies to get through. It's one of the worst movies ever made.
If you
The
don't,
Box is like the same thing, but it doesn't feel like a slog. It's a
Yes.
little bit more focused.
Yes.
so y'all, if you don't know what The Box is, you take a short story. You take that
Make it
short
2.5
story.
fucking hours.
Yeah.
with one
so,
of the greatest actors.
Frank
who-
So imagine you have a
Thank
chihuahua, and that's your chihuahua, right? But then you have a big cancerous tumor with like glowing superpowers. That's what this movie is.
It really is.
And then it comes back to the dog at the end.
I said,
It's like, what the fuck is this movie?
Xander and
Like,
I
what
are
the
watching.
erg?
Xander and I are watching this movie. So the movie that before, Southland Tales, Xander and I are watching, and Xander, we pause it to go do bathroom breaks and refill drinks and weed up and all this stuff. And Xander turns to me and goes, "Thank fuck it's halfway over." And I show them the time, and we are 30 minutes in on a 2.5 hour movie.
Oh.
My equivalent for this one is we are watching The Box, and Xander tells me, like, it's not a spoiler. It's like, it starts off normal enough and then goes. And once it has sufficiently been going, I turn to Xander and go, "This is The Room."
Oh my God.
That's the double feature. Like,
Yeah.
I originally said Southland Tales and The Room is a double feature, but The Room is a lot more watchable than Southland Tales.
It really is. I'm sorry.
But the same director of Southland Tales made The Box and made the perfect companion piece.
Oh,
What would-
Jesus Christ.
If you watch The Room, anyone out there who has ever watched The Room, every line that every actor in that movie utters, no matter who's playing it, you could swap that person out with literally Tommy Wiseau doing that line reading, and it
Oh
makes
my
sense.
God.
Every line comes out of Tommy's mouth.
Oh my
The
God.
Box, not a single human inhabits that movie. Not a single person inhabits that movie. It is just different shades of Richard Kelly uttering lines. One of them happens to be Frank Langella with a weird CGI face. One of them
Yes.
happens to be Cameron Diaz. And one of them happens to be James Marsden.
Oh, so weird.
All right. So if we're going with TV, I'm going to throw a recommendation out there.
Hold on, real
Yo,
quick.
please, you first. You first,
Miracle in the
please.
chat. He asked about Super Smash Brothers versus Incoherence. I know who Super Smash Brothers. That sounds like PWG. That's really indie shit. You know your stuff, obviously. I'll have to check it out.
Who's
Super
this
Smash
person?
Brothers. Oh, Miracle mentioned Super Smash Brothers versus Incoherence. Super Smash Brothers used to be, is now Dark Order, Evil Uno, and Sugrayson.
Right, yes.
So that is them. So I'll have to check it out. I will check it out. You were saying.
No, it's fine. Because we're talking TV, I'm going to throw a recommendation out there. I know that this one made you do a double take, but I'm still going to stand by it. I just finished it recently. Watching it is amazing. Watching the how it was made is even better. WandaVision worked.
I just finished Farscape. Great recommendation.
Oh.
Fucking loved it.
Farscape?
I watched Farscape
How many
start to finish.
seasons?
4 seasons.
Oh, it's only 4?
It's network TV 4 seasons, so it's like 23 episodes a season, and it's an
That's
hour
a
long.
lot,
It's like
but I could
42
do that.
minutes.
I could do Farscape. Okay.
And here's the thing to keep in
Oof.
mind: it's insane, and it's a Jim Henson Muppet show. All of the creatures are Jim Henson Company Muppets, or like prosthetic. They're not Muppets.
Ah, yeah. Pilot's kind
I-
of weirdly sexy.
Had
Hell
no
yeah.
idea. I had no idea they were Muppets. I will totally watch that.
And it's just a
I love
pilot.
shit like that.
It's just a meat thing that's hooked to the ship.
So this is the other thing that I did not realize till after the fact. Fuck Jeff Bezos, fuck Amazon. But on Amazon Prime
Yeah.
Video is the remastered that they released. I don't even
what?
know if it's a Farscape.
Oh,
oh, good.
So, Peacekeeper Wars is treated as the last 2 episodes. Long story short, Farscape found out it got canceled suddenly halfway through the airing of season 4. It ends on a massive cliffhanger. They got huge fan, like the miniseries, which is basically 2 hour-and-a-half movies that aired on the Hallmark Channel, I think, of all things, to wrap up the series. And, the Amazon show just treats the Peacekeeper Wars as the last 2 episodes of the series, which is fine, other than the fact that the makeup is radically different for everything. The production values are way better. The voice of Pilot, who is also the same actor who plays Bylar Crace, it is so much more obvious that it's the same person. I don't know why they did that.
really?
It's just a thing I noticed. It has no bearing on the story. It is absolutely wonderful.
But I get you. I get that. Yeah.
Eddie the Weather Fox. Farscape is on Prime Video streaming. So if you have Amazon Prime, you get Prime Video by default. It's just not obvious if you have an ad blocker. Joyous show. The only parts. Here's the content warning I'll give that doesn't age well. The way they interact and handle each other is incredibly physical. The amount of times people hit each other or grab each other to make them listen is just startlingly weird to me.
I actually understand that. Yeah. No, that's changed.
Yes. I mean, how else to say? It should have never been normal, but it was, so whatever.
Well,
it happened. Can't
it did.
change
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm in Canada playing Nero, and a young woman who I knew her by name. We were friends. She gave me a heads up. She's like, "Hey, just so you know, a physical contact thing. Could you make sure?" I'm like, oh yeah, absolutely. Because I'm a physical contact player. That's a totally normal thing in Nero. So she's at the front line. I'm the healer in back, and all of a sudden she gets hit with a fear spell, and she turns around and runs. It was fear. All right, that's it. Somebody needs to awaken me. In very old school Nero, very old school. Like when I was a teenager Nero, if somebody got feared and they were running away, you tackled them.
Ooh.
And you held them until somebody came with an awaken spell. We were kids. Nero was a much younger game. 28 at the point where I'm playing this. I shouldn't be doing that. But you understand reflexes. She's running at me. I know that she's feared because she's screaming. I'm thinking, okay, all I need to do is grab her. So I put up my arms to grab her, her knowing that I'm not going to touch her because she's already warned me. But I was in a mode.
Mode.
The left side of my body totally remembered that I was not supposed to physically touch her, and I put down my arm. The right side of my body was still playing Nero and kept my arm outstretched.
You clotheslined her?
The center of my body took a sidestep. I clotheslined her so hard, feet up in the air, hit the ground. I looked down at her. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. She goes, "It's okay. You missed my tits."
You were not ready for tits.
Neither was she. She was getting them removed, and that's why she did not want to be touched. I missed her tits by an inch. Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. We actually became very good friends from that. She was dying laughing.
All right. First thing, QM.
Oh.
I'm assuming. I hoped you enjoyed Babylon 5. It is one of my all-time favorite shows.
Still need to watch that.
Also, fuck that. Watch Farscape.
Where are you?
If Boozy joins, great. If he owes you a watching, Farscape is an excellent one to cash in on. If it weren't for the fact that I knew too many Zans, and that Xander right over here,
Yeah.
I would potentially change my meat space name to something like Zan, who is it's tragic.
You know what's funny?
The
You go,
blue
go.
magic priestess on the show, who is Zan, full body makeup, painted, reacted poor, like medically had problems with the makeup and had to leave the show in season 3. Best character, absolutely.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Very cool.
But yeah, you want to know where I'm vibing these days? Zan.
Oh, hey, it's funny, the whole Zan thing. I like the shortening. I'm gonna stick with Xander, by the way. Like Xander's fine, but Xander. I like Zan or whatever the hell.
Zan the Stabby. That's your Cobalt Sona.
No, Zandy. I still like Zandy the Dandy. I like all that kind of stuff. But I like the first time Zan caught my ear. We were watching Kimmy Schmidt. And I like that name. And I was like, Zan is one of the characters. Like I really like that name for the female or the femme thing. I didn't like. Okay, Xandra. Is a thing I don't like anymore.
Xandra.
That was my character I had.
Oh yeah.
That was explicitly female.
Yes,
which
very.
Is not how
I
are.
feel. Yes.
That's the one.
Little Orphan Zanny. I
Little
like
Orphan
it.
Zanny. Well, I am
So-
calling you that during sex. Hope you enjoy. Thank you, Sue.
Yes, but long story short, Xander feels way too far on the female side of the spectrum for me. So that's why I don't identify with Xandra.
That's fair.
No, it's a weird thing, but that's how it works.
You're gonna pull back. And
Yeah,
you're no,
it's true.
Alkali's gonna pull back during an encounter and just cross his arms and start tapping his foot on the floor, just waiting for Zanny to say, "Please, sir, can I have some more?"
Jesus Christ. Xander with an I. Oh, well, that was a spelling in a Drawn Together, which I want to get art of me
Yes,
in.
you
Is
should.
that
As
with an X or a Z?
I, what? That was with an X. And when I saw the commercial, I lost my shit. When I
No, I
first
did
saw
not,
it,
Gray.
Xandir. I want to have a deer soda as
Xandy,
well.
You should.
I
You
do.
should have a
Oh,
deer soda.
well, I'm gonna have a deer soda with Gaius totally one day.
I have a very short one for Tikel. Tikel asked, does that make Alkali Daddy Warbucks? So Daddy Warbucks was a name of mine from all my old coworkers when I went on to a different job. They called me Danny, because my name is Dan. Danny Warbucks. John put me as that in his phone for a while, actually, Bearded Magnificent. And I was that for a long time until he changed my nickname. You were there. You fucking caused it. Do you remember?
What was it?
We were talking about, I was making fun of how fat I am because that's what I do when I'm nervous. Shut up. And I think we were talking.
I love
That's funny. as
It's a
shit.
hard cock life for us.
Silence, you're amazing.
Holy shit. That
Well-
sounds like dysphoria. Anyway.
We were, I believe I was making fun of my largeness in the terms of skiing, so I called myself a flabulanche. And Xander, trying to be supportive, goes, "You're not a flabulanche, you're a sexy avalanche." And to this day, my name in John's phone is Sexy Avalanche, which would be fine, except our old boss happened to see John's phone while it was ringing, saw John pick it up, and realized he was talking to me and had a lot of questions.
That's amazing. I love
You Sexy Avalanche
Sexy
is
Avalanche,
legitimately
baby.
funny.
It's the best thing ever.
Every time I call him. Also, we only call each other while we're shitting. Not one of us, both of us.
Oh.
We are on each other's cycle. We're on
So
each other's shit
you're
cycle.
like JD and Turk from Scrubs, except instead of mentally high-fiving for sex, it's pooping.
It's pooping. Doesn't that make more sense? You know the two of us. Doesn't that make more sense?
Like, at some point, Alkali, you're sitting there at work, and you go, John's a regular.
Yeah, no, he's having a bad day. I better
Silence.
call him and check on his bowel movements.
Silence. Don't you remember one of my go-to one-liners was I want to get Alkali when in Fursuit and release him in Bigfoot country. That was the whole deal.
Hell
Because
yeah.
they would totally think you're fucking Bigfoot.
I would totally work as Bigfoot. How large
You
I
got the
am?
gait
Actually,
too. You got
Ben's
the
light.
you got the walk. You kind of do the thing.
Quaxum, please in Dragget Show chat or somewhere, or DM me or something. Please send me that emoji hex code.
Wait,
What's
what?
that?
It's
Jesus
the Egyptian
Christ.
hieroglyph of a squirting dong. I need to know this. Send this.
Truly want to believe that Egyptian secretaries had to listen to their bosses, just like, more dicks. No, right there. Dick? Send them
Sudir
memo.
asked, does Xander get snowplowed? I guess if it's like a snowman or something.
So a lot of
Sexy snowman. Hello.
He won't let me bring ice into the bedroom. It
You know,
sucks.
oh my God. Like, you have the covers off. Literally, like, and I have all the covers. I'm just
It's
shivering.
so warm because you're within 5 feet of me. You're just so hot.
I'm gonna get hormones. I'm supposed to get colder. This is ridiculous.
Oh, could you? Could you please get colder? I love this.
feel these fingers.
This is wait, no.
Not cold
this is
enough.
This is a bad thing. I need
That-
all.
I can.
I need all. I need my taco for one. You know the taco.
This is a real
about
thing.
Taco Dragon.
This is a real thing.
Uh,
I came to bed one night and the bed was destroyed, kind of like a small war had happened under the sheets, but that's fine. And I asked, "Hey Xander, the fuck?" question mark? And he said he was cold. And I realized what he was trying to do was get himself wrapped up in a extra fleece blanket that was in the corner of the room without putting it on my side of the bed. What a goddamn sweetheart. You are so kind to think of me. So I did all I could do. I ripped all the covers off of the bed. We laid the fleece blanket so that it was on his side of the bed, hanging off to the side. He laid down and I wrapped him as a taco, which he made me remember, don't forget, Alkali, open side towards you in case you get frisky.
What?
Then all the rest of the covers went on the bed, so he's 2 covers deep, dick exposed just in case I feel like it. You truly only think of others. I love you.
What? It's there for others. That's how it is.
How it is.
It's a meat. It's a pleasure. Pleasure
Did I call you a guy
cylinder.
No,
Sorry.
someone in chat did.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Sorry about that.
No, someone in chat did.
Yeah, I'm too drunk to listen to your answers. Sorry about that.
That's delicious.
Isn't it?
Ferrets have wandering hands. I know how this
I have
works.
very
Wait.
wandering hands.
Wait.
What?
This is a batch set.
I would like-
They only made so many of these.
What did you? Oh, you got the boozies.
Silence. For my entire life, I have always wanted one thing for Xander. I have always wanted to get them we used to have what we called the love sack. It was a giant. Yes.
It's a love
sack.
Love
You know
sack.
the love sack well. When
Dragger.
you got angry at us, you went and slept on it.
Did you know? Did you know? Did you know? Did you know?
Did you know?
Did you know
Did you know?
that?
Have
You never
ever
watched it?
Did you know? No.
I know you did.
Did you know that the episode with the tobacco with glove slap was actually sung by the B-52s?
Yep.
What? I did not know. We
Glove
watched
slap,
it.
baby,
They are in the
glove
credits.
slap. Yep.
All right, to be
B-52s.
fair, the precedent was already set. Because didn't the actual Rolling Stones do Goodbye Michael Jordan?
Yes.
Probably.
At the time, Kid Me was like, oh, that's cool. And now I'm like, why? I mean, I guess if
Because
they're
it's
that
The
much of sports
Simpsons.
fans, but I'm assuming they got a big fat check.
Sure. It's The Simpsons.
All right. SD is asking favorite drinks and cocktails. I will go first because mine has the added bonus of having a little piece of trivia to it. Favorite drinks and cocktails will always be tequila and soda water with a twist of lime.
Can I mention?
Why? Because it doesn't get you hung over. If you stick to tequila, soda water, and limes, unless you go down a dark path, you will not get hung over because there's no sugar in it. Sugar is what causes a hangover. That is agave, and it works. I have done terrible things to my body and still gone to my 10 a.m. panel the next day. That is my favorite cocktail. Sorry. If I lost the train of thought, I wasn't going to continue. Your turn.
I am trying to remember what it was.
Yep, that's exactly
Fuck.
what I was running. Yep, I knew what you were doing. We do this to each other all the time. We have a rule. If I am talking and he thinks of something, but we are in that mindset where we know that if we don't say it, we will lose it. If I am more cognitive, I stop, and then Xander talks. We are both at that point where we're both going to lose our train of thought. This is why the Dragget show never goes in one direction. It's like a firework of shit.
Ocean Current mentioned White Russians, to which I say, there are many competition modes you do while watching The Big Lebowski. And the basic one is every time the dude has a White Russian, you have a White Russian.
Oh my
And if you're not a drinker, but you're a smoker, every time the dude has obviously had a J or a smoke, you have a smoke.
Oh my
And
God.
the next level expert mode is you're doing both. But ultimate mode is you have the White Russians the same way the dude does. And that means when the dude has the White Russian with powdered creamer, so do you.
Oh my God. All right.
What was it?
While Xander's looking for stuff, my favorite drink. My regular favorite drink is scotch. My first favorite cocktail is scotch plus more scotch. And my second favorite cocktail has nothing to do with scotch. It is, in fact, the Sazerac,
Oh, okay. All right.
which is rye, orange bitters. I think it's orange bitters. It's a bitters, orange zest, and then it's in an absinthe rinsed glass. It predates the old fashioned.
That
remember
sounds so good.
I remember thinking out.
Yeah.
Go.
I have bad news. It wasn't important. That's okay.
Okay,
But that's okay. I
The
know
last time
now.
You told me you had bad news. That's how he announced to me that one of my friends had died. Like, totally, I have bad news. But died. I'm like, That
Well-
was the wrong way to introduce that.
Really? I thought I did pretty well.
No,
Okay.
actually you did, because you know me very
Okay.
well. You were very straight and to the point, which really works for me. So thank you. You
Okay.
had something. Go.
Anyway, what I was gonna say was unimportant thing is, what the weird thing is, the first celebrity thing, guest appearance of Simpsons I ever noticed. What was it for you?
The
Do you
first
know?
one I noticed,
Can you think of it?
Unfortunately, I was too
No?
young watching it.
Okay. You know what was for me?
What?
Fucking Aerosmith. I was like, what the fuck? Aerosmith's
yeah,
on
you're
The
talking
Simpsons?
about in
Flaming Mo.
Flaming Moe's
Yeah.
episode, yeah.
Yeah, because I was watching it like Simpsons from the beginning. So I was watching it when it was happening.
Wow.
Oh yeah, I'm old.
Mine genuinely was Sideshow Bob.
Whoa.
What
Oh, you knew who Sideshow Bob was.
I grew up in the household that watched Cheers, and I grew
Yeah.
up watching
Frasier.
Frasier.
I did too. Yep.
So like just I know that voice, and not just like, because if you grow up watching Looney Tunes, even as a kid, you're well aware, because they're reruns at that point, and they're talking about it. We're of the age where it's almost inescapable that Mel Blanc did like so many of those voices. So that wasn't as much of a surprise
Yes.
as I know that fucker.
Oh my God. Do you know the story about the Rakes?
No.
Did you? Okay. The short version, this is not confirmed. I did not look it up. This is a friend of mine who told me, and I want this to be true, so I believe it. apparently, they just had him record that. They heard him do it. They got it on tape, and they wrote in the Rakes.
Good.
Yeah, he had no idea. They just got a recording of his because they found it funny.
That's the other one. Phil Hartman.
What?
Phil Hartman is beyond good. If you want to see the true level of Phil Hartman, to me, and this is an opinion, and I think you have the same thing, the measure of a comedian
See
is
Asher.
on time. Oh, who's leaving? Asher.
Good
Good night,
night.
Asher.
Good luck.
A measure of a comedian can truly be based off of timing, comedic timing, because there are comedians out there who can make the most unfunny shit hysterical. And I watched Phil Hartman do it with the OCD woodworker.
Yeah.
No one in the audience laughs. Yeah, it's a very low laughter the first time he does it, and all he is somebody in a woodworking shop, kind of like the old Bob Vila, being OCD, and it's genius. It is one of the most clever, amazing things you will see, and the audience is pretty quiet throughout the whole thing, and the moment it ends, they lose it. That is the level that Phil Hartman was at, where it was so brilliant that it wasn't laughter-inducing, it was jaw-droppingly good. Phil Hartman, it's such a loss to
We don't
comedy.
have to commit to it, but perhaps tomorrow, maybe, just maybe, we do the ultimate Phil Hartman Arnold Schwarzenegger crossover.
What the fuck are you talking about?
You never saw Jingle All the Way?
I've never heard of Jingle All the Way. Is Phil Hartman in a Christmas movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger?
And Sinbad, yes.
Where the fuck did Sinbad come from?
Sinbad is the Republican personification of the evil postal worker.
Dragger,
I'm
what you
more
just said?
confused.
What you just said is usually how I react to Sinbad in general. Like whenever I watch a show, I'm like, oh fuck, where the fuck did Sinbad come from?
I
You're just
even
like,
watched old Sinbad stand-up. Can't tell you any of the jokes, but I watched
Jingle
it.
All the Way? Where the fuck did Sinbad come from? Anyway,
Dozer.
we should do that for movie night for
Tell ya,
Christmas.
Jingle All the Way.
I've never seen it.
I've never seen Jingle All the Way. We can do it for Christmas.
I've never
sure.
seen
See,
it.
Terminator 2 hit
Remind
at an
us.
important point in my life. where
Your eyes
Arnold
got
is my
so big.
world.
I have never heard of this.
What? It's a terrible Schwarzenegger
Okay,
Christmas
no,
movie.
Let me
It's not
rephrase that.
actually terrible. Phil
All
Hartman,
right.
Sinbad,
All right,
and Schwarzenegger.
fine, we'll watch it.
Charisma.
Fuck.
Okay. Punishment.
And it has Big Show. He fights the Big Show.
Oh my God, he's a Santa union worker.
Big Show is the Big Santa. You didn't realize that?
God.
I didn't know who the fuck
Or
that was at
Paul,
that
what?
time.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
What is my life?
Anyway.
So, Dozer, you said that your first celebrity appearance on Simpsons was James Earl Jones. He remembers him from the first Treehouse of Horror. Do you remember what James Earl Jones did in the first Treehouse of Horror?
I don't.
Oh.
It's actually, to me, the second
Oh,
best
hell
moment
yeah.
in The Simpsons.
Raven.
Yep.
Right?
Oh,
I showed that
James-
for
Yeah.
Saturday. I put that in the second Saturday morning cartoons.
I watched that
'Cause
to
it was
this
horror.
day
That's how I
because
know.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It is so good. Simpsons at that point was still truly art. And I need to scroll up for a second. I saw Yoshima
what's
said
up?
something that made me
Turbo time.
yes.
Punishment Taco Yoshima, we're gonna tell
Hold
a quick
on.
one.
So I have
Yes,
to
go.
explain. I know things of Jingle All the Way because we had it playing. I worked at a video store, so they
Put the cookie down.
right. So we had it playing. I never watched it.
Hold on, you worked at a video store?
Yeah,
Did your video store have an adult section?
of course.
How I need
It was
to
the
know.
best.
There
It
is
was-
no way in holy hell you did not have a practiced reaction to somebody renting only porn. How did you do it? Did you always know like what went through your head when a person who came up there who you know they must be thinking this guy's going to think less of me, here's porn, and you as an employee
right.
want to make them comfortable. What went through your head?
So
Complimentary tissue.
okay.
You
so
are the better employee.
There are two kinds of porn renters, right?
Okay.
You have the nice businessman he's got like Schindler's List on top, and then there's like the smut on bottom.
That is the worst porn rental person.
No, but like they
If
have
you're hiding your
okay.
porn with Schindler's List, your morals are skewed.
Holy
I
fuck,
didn't
that
mean
was
to use-
amazing. You went to Schindler's List?
I can only imagine the person went
I
for a
just
thematic
meant
thing.
something serious.
I've
I'm
never
sorry.
been more in love with you
sorry.
than the first place your brain went to when thinking, I have 2 seconds to think of what movie would I rent to cover the fact that I am renting a porno, and your fucked up imagination said, Schindler's List! Got it! I'm gonna take a breather. Fucking nailed it. Stamp it. Circle takes the square. Schindler's List for 500.
Who got
Schindler's
fucked over
List?
more than those victims?
What's under Schindler's List? Schindler's Fist.
Schindler's List. You're killing me. Holy fuck. Holy fuck. There
if
is
you
no
edit
way.
the title of this episode, it is now Schindler's Fist.
It is Schindler's Fist.
If I could only take more of the fist, is the last scene. He wishes he could take more.
In
Anyway.
Schindler's List, didn't they only colorize a very certain selection? In Schindler's Fist, they only verbalize the screams of pain as Schindler takes the crescendo.
Okay, we're done. This is bad.
I disagree entirely.
Okay,
I
my whole
learned a lot
point-
about you today.
My whole point was usually put something serious on top of the thing underneath. I didn't mean to do a whole thing on Schindler's
It was
List.
amazing. That was the fun. Oh
What
my
the fuck?
God, Schindler's List. You're a genius.
Anyway,
You're actually a genius.
shut up. And then wait. But wait, I didn't tell you about the other kind of customer because they were wonderful.
Oh, what are they?
It was the enthusiast. And he was wearing a tie-dye shirt or something super weird. Scraggly hair, obviously hasn't showered for days. And this dude's like, oh, I like this one. And he's like, oh, I've seen this one, it's good. And he's like, oh, yeah. And this dude is just going off. I'm like, oh, yeah, sir. I'm sure it's great.
Did your store have a list of phrases not to say to customers?
No.
Because if it did, one of them would be, you smell like cum.
He looked like cum. He did. Oh, man.
He's got a swim cap and he's really wiggly.
Why am I checking my shirt? What's wrong with it?
So
Oh.
we were in.
no.
It was
Oh.
somewhere in Indiana, Michigan, the dunes, Indiana dunes, where it's a beach in Indiana Michigan border, on the Indiana Michigan border,
Oh, yes.
and
Michigan City?
yes, it's right over there.
Yeah.
There, on the way there, we passed an adult store, and my buddy's wife for some crazy reason said, we should stop there. And my reaction was, I've never seen my friend more uncomfortable. I'm making sure this happens. And it happened. And that's when we found out that the word arcade listed in the name of adult bookstore does not mean there are video games there. It means there's fucking. We're in the store. Yeah, arcade, and it's just a back room where you fuck.
God damn it.
So,
oh no.
Apparently there's a number of, oh, good. Oh my God.
God, it's too easy. It's too easy. They had to do it.
I would have.
If it's too easy, you have been fisting way too much.
Oh my God. I have a story after you're done.
So we're in the store, and as we're standing there, we have now seen more than one person walk up to the counter, have a very quiet conversation, put money onto the counter, and then go through the forbidden doors until a young man walked in who wandered around the store, obviously nervous, every once in a while inching closer and closer to the desk. And we watched as a man overcame his fears and put down money to go into the sex room, which was totally overshadowed by the trucker. A man who came in with the top button of his pants already undone, zipper halfway down, walking past the counter and throwing a crumpled up 20 to the cashier saying, I'm gonna fuck. Elbowing past the young man and going into the back room when the kid, not asking for a refund, turned around and left. And my only thought was, I would have got my money back.
Oh my God. Do you have any fun work stories like that? Like from like your bullshit job days?
We have a rule that we don't tell those.
Okay.
Yeah, because I unfortunately you just don't.
Not the one that
Bro
at your
code.
current. Oh, I see what you're saying. Like,
Yeah.
even when you're a little. Okay, fine.
Bro code. You
Bro
don't do
code.
that. Bro code.
Bro
You don't do
code.
that. Well, you can tell any story about drinking, anything that doesn't involve fucking. You don't tell the fucking stories.
I didn't mean to say the fucking stories. There's
Oh,
some
yeah.
weird stories about your early jobs. Not the
One time we went all out to a bar and one of my friends lied that I could drink indefinitely because everyone in the bar was commenting about how much I drank. He lied about it, and then he took a bet, and we started playing dice, and the bet turned into that I could do 10 shots of tequila in a row and stay standing, and then he told me how much money was on the line.
How old were you
So
at
I
the time?
bit the bullet. I was not able to drink at that time legally.
Yeah, what
so
the
I bit the
fuck?
bullet, and I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the numbers continued up to 10, and I turned around, and I took a bow to the audience, and I took a bow to the audience mainly because I needed to lean forward in that moment. And I talked to them for exactly 1 minute, according to him. It felt like an hour to me. Walked out the door, went to the balcony that I did not realize was a raised balcony, went to puke over the balcony, fell over the balcony, and woke up in his truck the next morning in his driveway when his wife came outside to wake me up to tell me to come inside for cereal.
We are almost at 3 hours.
That was the only response to that story.
That's right.
Speaking of that story, correct me if I'm wrong. Was that on an Anthrocon set?
I told the full story
Right.
on stage once.
I am trying to drive traffic to wherever that video is.
Anthrocon, mainstay, that video might be gone.
We
Is
do
it?
have
There
we
was
do have a
reason
stand up.
they-
We do have a stand up session on the section on the Dragget Show YouTube, so it might
Check
be there.
out the stand-up section on
might
the
be.
Dragon Show YouTube.
Yeah.
I am incredibly excited to get back to conventions because I truly miss a true stand-up performance. You being like legitimately the Xander is a master of actually constructing the jokes. You are. You understand how to construct them. You're doing a very traditional though be
I
very
have to.
surreal.
I'm not as good at the off the cuff as you, so I have to construct shit.
Yeah, but
I have
that being
to
said,
make it
I
with
miss
paper
that.
back. Yeah.
I miss that so much. I think Boozy
It's
misses
fun.
it too.
Constructing a joke is fun, and
Yes.
coming up with stuff is weird.
Yes.
I came up with the shrimp joke on a run, listening to a Mark Maron podcast for some reason.
Oh my god.
And it's just like sometimes you have like parallel thinking. Your brain gets a certain way, and your brain connects dots, and you're like, oh, I'll have to remember that for later. And then you're just like, it's weird. Joke writing is. You've done that before, though, right? You write down your jokes for notes for later.
So my process is to write down the joke as it is at the time,
Or you have a funny idea, you have a funny concept sometimes. You have to flesh it out later.
and then I bullet points it.
Yeah.
I cannot go if I do something I have planned and written. I am very robotic and I lose any form of connection. I feel like I cannot connect while I'm performing a written scene. But if I have my bullet points, I can still connect with everyone in the audience. And that's the whole point. Like I like to go with the flow more than have a set.
It's hilarious. Now that you all know who he is, I got one of my bits from listening to a Colt Cabana podcast.
Seriously?
Yeah, remember Colt Cabana? Now you know who Colt Cabana is because he's in AEW now. But he was one of the first podcasters, if not the podcaster for wrestling, as far as a wrestler doing podcasts. And he would always say this thing that bothered me.
What's that?
He was like, "Hey, listen, when it comes to depression, you can get on the sad bus or the happy bus." I just thought it was such a gross, simplification of it.
Why can't I just get on the happy bus or the sad bus?
Exactly. Because no one's on the happy bus. It's a fucking, I don't even remember my fucking joke.
I do. I'll never forget the first time you told it was, you can get on the sad bus or the happy bus. And he looked over at me and said, that man has never been on a bus. And I almost pissed myself.
That was it.
I think most of our sets comes up to the two of us saying something to each other and then having to stop talking for 5 minutes.
Oh, sometimes you're like, you or I are going to write that down right now. And then we'll talk about doing it for later. I mean, it happens a lot.
So there's a new part of my set that I've been doing previous to COVID, where I actually read people the notes from my phone, because legitimately, it's impossible to construct all the ridiculous shit that this motherfucker says.
Oh, Federation Space was my favorite lines.
Oh, I forgot that one.
That was a good line.
There's no one is on a happy bus. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
It is 7 p.m.
That's why I said we're at 3 hours.
Shout outs.
Did we do them all?
We
They're
did
in
none.
Telegram.
Thank you.
They're in the Telegram. Do.
Shout outs.
We're in the Telegram. You know what rhymes with Telegram? It's fucking Telegram.
So I'll be, you know what? I'm not going to even lie to you guys. So if you noticed a little while ago, we hid behind our hands what we were doing, because normally we have a tradition. Half an hour before the end of the show, we have a little bit of fun with some green. And then we didn't stop. So I'm destroyed right now. Let's go. Shout outs. Our first, explain to them what shout outs are.
Those who give us $5 a month on Patreon have a chance of being randomly selected for these casts, and that's when we do these. So that's what this is, and these who are randomly selected. So the first shout out is Coma Bloodpaw. Thanks, Coma. And then Alkali comes up with a stupid thing. Now, normally we do a thing where you can submit a thing. We're just gonna have Alkali make shit up now. We decided to do that for the coming months. So y'all heard that here first. I mean, it kind of is what it is.
You heard it here, but I highly doubt you understood it.
Alkali, what are the first words Coma Bloodpaw hears after coming out of a coma?
I'm gonna pee.
Well, the first words he heard while coming out of the coma was, I've got to pee, because believe it or not, Coma Bloodpaw was in a coma right up into the moment when he said that. But Coma Bloodpaw knew that while in a coma, you're just pissing yourself constantly. And hearing Xander say, I need to pee, made him realize I need to pee as well. So he got up and went to the bathroom. But the Pope, being in the other room as the Pope is, basically just said, he got up, that's my miracle. And that's how Catholicism was born. Thanks a lot, Coma Bloodpaw. It's okay. He became a demon later in the story and destroyed God.
You
Cheers.
actually made it about one of Xander's jokes. Cathletics.
Cathistenics?
How
did he say it? Is it Cathletics?
Because it's Catholicism
really
and calisthenics. You accidentally.
We pre-gamed and that was a mistake. You didn't?
I'm just a lightweight. I've been eating less.
You weigh like 8 pounds. Yeah, you're a lightweight.
I actually managed to figure out how to do a COVID-15. It's called get high every night and eat chippies.
Oh, good for you.
That's not good. Don't get high every night.
All right.
I just realized who I said that to.
My friend, for you, that is good. Let me tell you a quick story. So at one point, this gentleman was, as he says it, the best. Thank
gentle
you.
person?
This gentle.
What we had a term for this?
Your Majesty.
Your Majesty
over here. Your Majesty over here was in what they would like to call. I'm really trying. I'm so sorry.
I know.
was what they would like to call the best shape of their lives. And then they were
glob.
Yeah. No, you legitimately had the best pecs. Then they were injured. And in 2 weeks, they went from Lou Ferrigno to Lou forgot to eat any kind of pasta in their life. You were a skeleton from a muscle man in, like, dude, it was 2 weeks. I saw you 2 weeks later. You were 0% body fat. You fell through a crack in the floor. Jesus Christ, eat some damn chips.
Well, I've been making up for it now.
Yeah, good.
This is one of the things that people don't tell you is when you do the fitness thing and you really do focus on getting in shape, which let me tell you, I shouldn't be doing what I'm doing here because I started this like about 2 weeks ago again. You can't drink because alcohol, even when it's not like sugar added, it's still sugar. So if you want to get in that kind of shape, you have to give the finger to booze. And 2 things happen. 1, your booze tolerance goes away. And 2, your metabolism is through the fucking roof. So if you see someone who is newly ripped, they're a cheap fucking drunk.
Xander,
what?
I finally have a reason to get in shape. We would save so much money on tequila. Sorry, I'm drunk. Here we go.
I became Skeletor.
Sue, we'd all be dead if that happened.
Was that that was the 3rd time I've been Skeletor in my life as long as you've known me. Because one happened in between that. I was Skeletor when you met me.
Yeah.
And then it got better, and then it happened again.
I don't remember the middle one, but I'm sure it did.
The middle one was after Xander. So Xander and I were working at WMS, and Xander and I worked out 4 or 5 days a week for 13 months.
Mm-hmm.
And then an injury happened. But it wasn't the type of like shredded that I did after that because I didn't know how to eat right. So that was the 2nd time I became Skeletor. The 3rd time was when I went from 180 pounds back down to 150.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And that's what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
That was a ridiculously quick transform. Like, even I was concerned. Like, dude.
Thank you for the donation, Cuxum.
Oh, thank you very much, Cuxum.
Yes. Did you see it?
What did they say? Alkali get a pronoun jar every time you get some. Oh, boy.
Yes, I agree with this.
Do you know what I still have?
That's
in
funny.
AIDS bucket?
Yeah. I still have the AIDS bucket. I might need to bring back out the AIDS bucket. If anyone has been around since Dragget show #1, you know that I find AIDS hysterical because I am an awful fucking person.
It's funny in a terrible way. We laugh about bad things. That's how we do.
We are a bunch of queers and we have intimate experience. We're fucking allowed.
Okay, you have to remember, and I try to say this is weird. This is some weird boomer devil's advocate shit, but it's true. But our generation grew up on dark stuff, like Carlin. I was taught by Carlin.
Dark stuff. We grew up. So I don't know about you two, but one of the earliest things I remember about queerness and gayness is the gays get AIDS and die.
Yes.
This is what 5-year-old me remembers. Like,
it's true.
Terrifying thing, like that stigma.
When I played in grade school was Smear the Queer.
Yeah,
that was a real thing we did every day.
It comes down to this: when people react to uncomfortableness and terror in different ways, and my way is always to react with comedy, and has gotten me into a lot of trouble over the years. And he's right. They are right. I caught it.
I know you did. I'm like, oh yay, learning.
I'm the worst. I'm so sorry. That is how I dealt with it. Is I made jokes, and it was exemplified by, and I know I'm drunk enough. Who the fuck cares? So my parents found a letter from me to a friend when I was very young, and the letter was it outed me very easily to them, and my mother said to me, do you talk to them on the phone? If you keep talking to them on the phone like that, you're going to end up getting AIDS, just making this crazy jump. And I couldn't resist. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like hearing AIDS?
Yes!
By
the way, you're right to
father, who was dead silent and staring me down this whole time, had to leave the room and I was just old enough to understand the fact that he left the room because he was fucking dying laughing and did not want me to see that. And from that point forward, I oh my God, I can't believe I'm telling this. That's why it's so funny to me. It was the most uncomfortable situation of my life, and probably has a lot to do why I like comedy, because in that moment, they couldn't be shocked, they couldn't be angry, they couldn't go on with the scenario because what had been said was so stupid and the response so appropriate that it shattered the scenario that was happening, and it kind of ended. And I think that's a lot of my problems with avoidance, why I have those problems, because I found out by using comedy I could avoid the scenario altogether. So yeah, I've got problems. Oh my God, what is wrong with me? We need to end the show.
Well, hold on real quick. It's funny what you mentioned that. Like, it's funny. My mom's side of the family was very Midwestern. Ah, ha, ha, everything's fine, you know. But my dad's side of the family was very like, shit's fucked. And I always appreciated that. And so I always leaned to that side as far as how I looked at shit. And my grandma, we call her Grandma Bama because she was Grandma Bama. I'll never fucking forget. This is my mom's dad. When the waiter's trying to be all cute. Oh, I like, what do you want? And she's like, butter. And so the waiter gets her butter, and he's trying to be all cute and stuff. And he finally gets her the butter. It's like, and then he pretends to take it away from her. It's and then my grandma goes, cut your fucking hand off.
I love it. I love it.
I was like, what?
Shout outs?
No, we're still going. Also, another quick shout out to Win King Q. They just followed us on Twitch. Thank you so much, Win King.
So that's my family.
Your family is interesting. I will never
Telegram.
Yes.
Thank you. I will never forget. Well, I'm going back to this. Hey, Xander.
What?
Did your family ever take a 23andMe?
Yeah. Why? What?
I
Are you telling?
Half Putin.
Yes, that's right. Are you trying to say what my mom said?
Yes.
God damn it. So we get a 23andMe. We got the whole where we come from kind of thing. And apparently, like, my mom's like, you have a lot of this, that, and that, and this blood. So apparently you're Egyptian. So that's my family.
I absolutely love the fact that your family has
Egyptian.
to come to terms with the fact that on the scenario, they're like, what do you mean we're just not 100% white? What has happened?
When your mom said, you're Egyptian, did you respond, did you submit my DNA to a pyramid scheme?
Nice. Oh no, I think she said, I think she meant like gypsies, like that
She
whole thing of the
100%
Roma.
Do not say
Yeah.
Roma, yes.
Roma,
As far as
my
I'm
bad.
aware, Roma, yes. Gypsy, no.
You know,
Yeah,
the worst
well, I
part
think
is,
that's what she said too.
I had grown up with that term, never knew it was a
Me
slur
either.
until literally like a few years ago.
It was told in Scout Stories.
Yeah,
It's in a Disney movie.
The story of Napalon.
It's in a Disney movie.
Yes.
Citing Disney as an example is
Fair.
condemnation, Xander.
Fair.
Fair.
Very fucking fair. Oh my God.
Queen, you're not silence. You're not wrong.
Love it.
I mean,
Shout outs.
Shout-outs.
I wonder who is next. Next up, thank you so much for subscribing, Voxel. We have Voxel. I don't know if they're in the chat.
that's when a foxel is pixels. It's a foxel.
No,
well,
Voxel is a voxel, but with fox ears and a tail.
it's a Voxel pixel. The pixel of Voxel was a voxel, and I can use that word however I want because I don't know what it meant. So Voxel, which at this point I am meeting a nondescript term. So now we're all on the same page. Voxel means nothing. So Voxel's voxel got into the pixel on the screen. It was only a single pixel, which was like a cell. He was trapped, or she was trapped, or they were trapped. I'm like super conscious about gender right now because I can't get
Sorry.
anyone right today.
Gender is a social construct.
I'm
It
working
is.
Made out
exactly.
of voxels.
You know what the worst part is? I
Okay,
call you
seriously. Like, as I hate to deal with this shit as an introvert. Like, I don't want to. Like, fuck. You think I want to stop the conversation and make it about me? No, fuck. Let's move on. So, anyway, you were saying about foxels.
Basically what happened was Voxel was stuck in a pixel in a TV, but because pixels in a TV denotes a old TV, he was in a tube TV, and tube is kind of like tub. He was taking a bath. It was a huge misunderstanding. Thank you so much for subscribing.
Thank you.
I am way too destroyed right now to do
Buy the
this.
French champagne.
Buy the French champagne. Give me that.
Give me what?
That.
That.
Give
this?
me that. No,
There is
give
one
me-
more
Oh
shout-out.
my
give me this.
God.
Give me that. Give me. Give me.
My glob.
Give me.
That would be the third one. I want me to say it?
No, I want you to give me that.
Oh my. Oh!
All right.
Can you fill my bong?
Bong, bong, bong,
Bong,
bong.
bong, bong, bong. All right.
Bong song. Yes.
Our final shout out goes to Eddie the Weather Fox.
Hey, Eddie. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And Eddie the Weather Fox, we want to thank you right now from the bottom of our hearts for all the wonderful weather we've been getting here in Chicago. Because let me tell you what this weather did. You see, Xander decided that there was too much recycling in the house, so he would take out the recycling. You know, tin cans, kind of light. Cardboard, kind of light. Paper, kind of light. Old bills, kind of light. But the recycling bin was full. So Eddie the Weather Fox, in his infinite wisdom, sent a windstorm to Chicago, which was the style at the time, and took the garbage can that Xander left outside and created a tornado of my trash right on top of my car, because my house and the neighbor's house is very close together. So when I left for the work the next morning, all I heard was a grinding noise as I dragged 4 boxes, 3 cans, and all of my bills from the last month out of the driveway into the street. I love you. I'm going to kill you.
How do you tell when Weather
I'm
Fox
still a
is
dragon.
horny?
How?
There's a stiff breeze.
I like it.
I don't.
Okay. What are what these?
We did it. We did it.
What?
The final one always goes to the chat. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to end this with whatever.
Say it right.
Ladies and gentlemen, both and neither, we're going to end this. Thank you very much for that, by the way. We're going to end this with whatever you would like to talk about. Finish up our conversation. It is 7:16. We're going to end this one right around 7:20. Thank you for being here. If you've enjoyed yourselves tonight, please click the like and subscribe button. We will try to be streaming more. I know that we did not do as much this week as possible. I will be talking about this more as the year goes on, but I had some legal action I had to take care of, which stopped me from streaming.
Didn't stop you from screaming. It encouraged the screaming.
It did not stop me from screaming at all. We will be returning on a bi-weekly basis more often, and we will try to do more on the weekends. Thank you so much for joining us. And, Status. Yes, Status had an announcement. They are doing a fundraiser stream tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern for a family in need. Yes. So please follow Status. They will be doing a charity stream tomorrow.
Twitch.tv/statusfair. And I'm going to take this opportunity to shill my shit.
Thank you.
This Sunday at 5 p.m. Central, Dooming with me, Draggor, special guest Fur. Yes, that Fur. In particular, we're going to be talking about all of the magnificent things Fur has been doing for these online and virtual conventions. We're going to talk VR chat, Neos, mashups, all sorts of stuff, especially some of the behind-the-scenes stuff that Fur literally invented for Fur Squared Online that we hope to be able to bring to other conventions as well going forward. Yes. If you saw that artist and dealer multi-stream, that can support a lot more people. We understand that while we're a year into it, artists and dealers have perhaps disproportionately been hurt the most by the convention circuit being shut down. Yeah. A lot of people figured out how to make modest livings by touring and selling and doing dealers tables and commissions and artist alleys at conventions. And not only did that get shut down, there isn't a great way to bring that back into the fandom. So Fur took this to heart and invented this multi-stream, put together a bunch of scripting where it's like browsing the dealer's den. We hope to bring this to other conventions, so watch Fur's Twitter and watch your favorite convention's Twitter. Hopefully they're going to announce things like this.
Yes. Thank you so much. And also don't forget to follow our friends. That would be Boozy Barrister, Boozy Badger. I forget what you are on Twitch. Could you just drop that into the chat? Uncle Kage streams once a month with his always funny wine stream casts. We also have, I'm forgetting a bunch of our friends. God damn it.
Pepper does a bunch of streams.
Thank you, Pepper Coyote, Fox some more. We also have Sarathan. who
Does a bunch.
There we go. He is Boozy Badger. Okay.
And I did gift Pepper Sayonara Wild Hearts, so he should be streaming that sometime. Like,
I hope so.
for fuck's sake,
If-
he's gotta be doing it sometimes.
If you have not,
Mhm.
I am a
There's a-
huge fan.
There's a
of-
playthrough. I did a playthrough. That's on our channel if they want to check it
If
out.
you don't want to buy the game, watch the playthrough. If you don't know what Sayonara Wild Hearts is, and this is absolutely true, here's the concept of the game. You'll probably want to play it after this. Sayonara Wild Hearts was an attempt to take interpretive dance into a video game to represent the gender transformation of the main character. That is what Sayonara Wild Hearts is. I did
Spoilers.
not know that, and it made me cry. I don't think that's a spoiler at
All right.
all.
All right, sure.
Also,
Yeah, I don't think you can
Xander
touch
and
that.
I
You know what I
geek-
mean?
Xander
Yeah,
and I
maybe
geek
so.
out about this all the time. Don't read up the game other than like have your controller, keyboard, and mouse, but it uses the storytelling and game mechanics itself to teach you what to do in the context
Yes.
of the game. It blurs the line between tutorial and actual game, and we nerd out heavily on that.
Yes.
Mm.
Also, ARM2109, yes,
Thank you.
Pandez.
Yes.
Also streams. I don't know the specific usernames if it's just Pandez or something else, but check out Pandez Panda on Twitter. That's where that stuff gets announced.
All right, we are 3 hours over 420, and that's what we're about to do. So, to finish this off, everyone, one last time, before we sign off, what's something you would just like to tell our audience to remind them to get them through this next month? We're in April. It started off with us being fools.
I actually fools. No, I actually
Fools.
wanted to say something earlier.
Please.
Is actually one of the things that's helping me get through is we're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. Like we know at least that we have a vaccine. We're taking it for the most part. We're gonna get it soon. At least hopefully we'll be able to at least get in person here. So we know within the next year or so, hopefully we'll be able to at least see each other in person. Right? That's the idea.
Yes.
So that is one of the things that's helping me get through.
Can I expand on that?
Yeah, go ahead.
There is a light at the end of the tunnel, and please do not ever mistake that for already being there or taking a shortcut. Just because you have the vaccine and mean you are at less risk does not mean you will not infect someone else who doesn't have it yet. Getting the vaccine and being 2 weeks after it means you can hang out inside with other vaccinated people safely, but that doesn't mean you can go to the grocery store
cook
and
some.
stand next to someone without a mask.
Mhm.
It doesn't mean you can hang out inside next to an unvaccinated person with masks on. The rules must stay in place. It's going to feel like you are taking excessive steps well after what sounds like the pandemic is over, and that is how it is supposed to feel like. You need to play it safe, because if you get into it too soon, what do we see time and time again? Cases go up, they spike. Oh shit, lockdown. Oh, we're good. We open up too soon and it spikes. We have a goddamn tangent graph,
Thank you.
math nerds represent, going on right now.
Nice.
Please stop. We must keep it flat. Xander and I are getting vaccinated this next Wednesday on April 21. We are safe to hang out with people we have not seen in a while inside, as long as they are also vaccinated and are also not taking risky behaviors. Alkali has risks. Xander has risks. Miko does not. Miko has not yet been eligible in the pandemic to get the vaccine. Alkali and Xander, if they were careless, could hang out with someone, silently be carriers of the virus, and infect Miko, who could get fucked in the worst way possible. Please, for the love of every fucking thing out there, it's gonna be hard. Stay vigilant at this last part. We do not need any more casualties.
Okay, I have.
Thank you.
Boozy brings up weird court things. I'm
Yes.
putting guys on trial. The word guys. Is it
I am
gender neutral
also
or
putting
not?
the word
It is not.
dials on trial. I know.
Is it or not?
I would.
No. Here's
Okay,
how- look.
can I change the question? How do we make it neutral.
You don't. It's done.
Is it done?
Is it done?
I can accept that.
Is folks better?
It's the same. It is.
Is
Pick
it?
another fucking word.
I'd say
Pick
folks is
all-
better. It's already
anything.
one.
Pick
It's
peeps.
I
already
can
one
accept-
syllable. That's my.
I just want to be lazy. I've been calling people guys for my whole life, and I've never.
Here's
thought
my
of gender
rebuttal.
to it.
Folks is already one syllable.
Yeah, and you're right. And also, well, I may think like that. Not everyone thinks like that. So yeah,
And
I'll learn.
that's the
I
mindset.
will learn.
Motherfuckers,
you're right.
I like
You're
it.
right. Y'all is so
Also,
much better.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers
I don't know
is
if-
great.
I don't know if I'm getting in trouble for this or not.
I
but
still
there's
say
a
it, though.
Twitter
It's a thing.
drama that says y'all is some kind of appropriation.
Oh, fuck
As far as
that.
I'm aware, no, fuck off. Y'all's fine.
Wait,
It's
y'all
kind
is
of.
appropriation.
It's
Don't-
southern.
It's a southern thing, but
Like that's
I
what.
say it.
I'm sorry. What
You
you'll have
all.
to explain.
Y'all,
Why would
it's-
y'all explain
It's
any
it's
circumstance?
far, I know it's a
Okay.
regional thing, but when
Oh,
people
You
say
appropriation.
fucks, I like it.
appropriation.
it might be more than that. I don't know.
Yins?
I
Yins?
Interesting.
That's an interesting one. I haven't heard of that one.
Folks.
Part-
peeps, y'all,
I like beeps.
fuckers. That's 2 syllables. Fucks is 1.
Fucks. Hey, fucks.
Hey fucks. Hey fox. Hey fucks.
I still am absolutely broken by Your
Ah.
Majesty being totally gender neutral. I
Majesty.
think
I don't
everyone-
like it because I don't believe in by birth inherited class.
Yeah.
Wow, that was a
Actually,
really long
you
way
know
to
what?
say I don't like it because there's a lot of syllables.
Okay.
That's why I don't fucking like it.
Someone we like, a friend of ours came out as a gender, and I identify as that as well. And they mentioned MX mix. I actually think it's pretty cool. Like,
But wait. Is it
what?
pronounced mix?
Yes,
I don't like it.
I know.
Can't say why.
I know that.
Alkali, remind me to share with you the greatest feedback we got from First Squared.
Ladies and gentlemen, this
Dragger.
has been the Dragon
Say
Show.
it right.
Ladies and gentlemen, both and neither, this has been the Dragon Show. We should stop.
Are we stopping now?
We are stopping. We are stopping. I
understand.
realize this is about to just, we're going to go off
No,
the
that's
rails.
it. That's done.
Yep.
All right. Hey, y'all. Thanks for joining us. This was fun.
Ladies and gentlemen, both and neither, we are the Dragon Show, a.k.a. Alkali and Xander together. Our guest today has been Draggor. Thank you so much
Has
for
been
joining
and
us.
continues to be.
I hope so.
I'm not
Jesus
changing.
Christ.
I'm changing my meat space name, but
Oh, yeah, that's
Draggor-
right.
Draggor is a monster NB neutral name. I like it. I'm keeping it. Fuck it.
I might change my name to Xander. I don't know.
I don't
Like
want
my
the
real
meat
name.
space name to overlap with the furry name.
Why
I
not?
greatly enjoy that separation.
Yeah, so do I. So do I.
What do you think?
We are Alkali and Xander. We are the Dragon Show. Thank you so much, Draggor. I am Alkali. You are smoking. I'm Xander. Good night.
Bye.
Thank you so much for being here, and good night.
Jesus Christ.
Yep, I lost the thing.
OBS.
That's not it.
Oh my God.
That's it. Found it. Still, they got it. Found it. And
You fuck.